Okay, should be good.
Thank you, Alicia.
Wow, that's at 84.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Wednesday, 4 March 2026, and this is a regular meeting of the Waterville Valley Select Board. I am Rich Reader, the chair, and here with me today is Wendy Rathgeb, the vice chair, and Dan Pancroft, a select board member. That takes care of call to order. I don't see any, I see Donna here. We actually have you as an agenda item. But rather than waiting, since there's no one else here that for pillage of the floor, why don't we go ahead and move up item 5C and discuss it now. So what was it you would like to say?
Well, hello, is this on? Okay, it doesn't sound like it's on, but I'm assuming it is. My name is.
You know how to project, right? So
Yes, like I
okay.
said, I don't think the microphone's really moving.
Yeah, I think.
Well, for those who don't know, I'm Donna Devlin Hammond. I'm the founding producing artistic director of Theater Under the Stars and Shakespeare in the Valley Festival, which has been in Waterville Valley since our inception, starting in 2006. This is my first time ever having to do this before, so I'm actually a little nervous. I got asked by members of the select board to come in and have a chat about, I was told to say, do we have the intention of coming back? The answer is yes.
Okay.
And we're hoping to be able to do the same thing that we did last year. I've never had to do this before. Mark Dakota always handled all of this, so
Right.
a little bit at a loss as to what else.
No, actually, that's fine. And Frank, frankly, we could have avoided you coming here. We just need, for the record, we usually
Yeah.
require of these groups, and as you said,
Yeah.
of groups like yours, Mark did in the
Sure,
past, is
sure.
a written statement requesting support, the amount, and the purpose. So that's what we were really looking for, but your presence could serve today.
And I'm happy
for
to
that
answer any
purpose.
questions if you guys
Right.
have questions. I don't know that much because, again, thankfully and blessedly, Mark just really handled everything. I was talking to someone on the phone right before I came in, and I said, oh my gosh, 20 years ago, I grew up here, and I'd come all around thinking, well, the resort always is looking for added value. So, when I started this, I started at other places in the town, and everyone kept telling me no. And then everyone kept saying, but you need to go to the town. You need to go to the town. I was like, oh, I don't want to get bogged down in bureaucracy. And then I heard that the town manager was a former military person. I thought, oh, great, he's going to really want to do a Shakespeare theater in his town. And I finally got a phone call saying, my name's Mark Dakota. I'm the town manager. I hear you've been avoiding me. And here's what I've lined up. I think this is a wonderful thing for the town. So we, in all these years, the reason I'm saying that is that there were things that Mark probably did that I'm not aware of, so I'm a little bit in the dark. I do know that we do not take really money from the town. Last year, you very graciously, because we had to rebuild and do things, and parts of our stage got destroyed. So you did end up, having to give us money, but generally we're given very low funds, and it's out of some discretionary thing.
Oh, yeah, it's actually in our operating budget.
Yeah.
And,
So we don't really, just so everyone knows, we although we get lots of lovely in-kind things that I know have great, tremendous benefit, and we wouldn't be able to do the theater and the free kids camps without them. We don't really take any money from. I'm not here hat in hand asking for money. I'm just hoping and praying that we can continue to operate in the valley this summer, generally along the same lines that we did last year. So we were there mid-July to mid-August out on Packard's Field. And then we used the hockey rink as our costume storage and dressing room, a part of the hockey rink, not the whole thing. And we had an indoor stage in there. It's pretty much exactly a month that we're there on site, although we do have to do a little bit of building to erect the stage space, the fencing.
right.
Yeah, so.
Okay,
and the
so I
lights-
think,
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Donna, on
Yes.
Packard's Field last year.
Yes,
What happened as a result of the stage and the tents and such being there is that the
yes,
turf was damaged.
under the tent,
And-
yes.
Yeah,
Due to the
and
drought, yes.
lack of sunlight, drought,
Well, the
etc.
drought contributed
So-
to it, yeah.
The estimates for repairing that were about $4,000. Now, we haven't done that.
Right,
And I believe the ground, I haven't seen it in several months now because of the snow. But I believe some of the grass is growing back, but we will
Yes.
likely have to, reseed or fix
Reseed,
the
yeah.
turf or
Yeah.
whatever, and that tends to be a costly proposition.
So I would propose at this point that we have that discussion. When we see if the town approves, we put $2,500 into our operating budget as we've done in years past.
Mhm.
That will be voted on, this coming Tuesday at town meeting. And if the town approves the 2,500, then we can get into discussions of, your intent to
Location.
come back and your desire to use Packard Field again and what issues that might arise from that. So I think at this
That's a good way
point,
forward.
If I just
Yeah.
might add one thing around
Yeah.
the sod, so Mark Dakota did do a walkthrough with us, after we had vacated the space.
yeah,
And did note, so one of the reasons that happened was very much attributed to the drought. If we had opened up our tent sides and there had been rain, we've never had that problem at any other site that we put a tent up there before, and I believe there was a tent up there for a good portion of COVID, and I'm not sure that it happened to that extent when you had the tent up
okay.
for COVID.
Well, we could,
So-
I think we talk about,
but
we can
Mark's
talk
whole
about
thing
how
was, he
to,
said
how to do this.
He looked at it and he said, this is
Okay.
not gonna be a big deal, we just have to, it'll probably grow back on its own after the winter. But anything else, it's just we have to reseed it, so that's where we left it. I just don't want you guys to think that we left you with this big awful mess.
No, that's
Yeah,
not,
okay,
that's not it.
okay.
As I said, let's see
Okay.
if the town passes it.
Yeah,
If it passes it, then we can have more discussions, with your plans this summer. If
okay,
it doesn't pass it, I don't know if that means you can't.
if it doesn't pass the $2,500.
Right,
Oh, yeah, the bigger issue for us, the bigger issue for us is having the spaces.
all right, so
To be
we'll
able to
talk
conduct
about
the
it.
free theater and the kids. camp.
Okay, so let's
Yeah.
see what the
That's the biggest
situation
issue.
is after town meeting.
Yeah.
And then we'll discuss it, at one of our follow-on meetings in the spring and decide what it is we would like to do. Is that good for
Yeah,
everybody?
Good plan.
I would like to ask that we do have those discussions earlier as opposed to later, as opposed to right before you need to have a space and a location and so forth.
Yeah,
So-
we could arrange that. That shouldn't be a problem. I think Donna, the other point here is that if you want to put something in writing, like what it is you're looking for,
Okay,
you can just say, I intend, we would like to come back and stuff like that. Then we can put that, that could jumpstart a discussion at a meeting and you can come in and we can talk about it. We can do it in the spring.
I did send something several months ago that outlined all of this.
Okay, I
I
hadn't seen
kind of
it.
thought this was the discussion that we were having, so,
Hmm.
yeah, no, I did.
If
send
you already
something
done it, then that's
Many
fine.
months ago,
Okay,
sort of
then
saying,
we'll
we'd like to come back, blah, blah,
We'll
blah.
we will resurface that and then
Yeah.
use that to, and get you on the agenda to go over,
Sure. And
the
certainly if
use
there's
of town
anything else,
property.
certainly if there's anything else that comes up that you need questions answered or whatever, you can reach me via email or phone ahead of time if you need to.
Great.
But I do also want to just say, thank you for
Mhm.
the 20 years of this theater being here. Tens of thousands of people have seen our free shows. And this season is going to be dedicated to Mark Dakota.
Okay,
So
very nice.
thank you, and thank you to
Thank you.
everybody
Thank you.
for
Thank you
your
for
support
coming.
all these years. I appreciate it.
All righty,
Thank you, Donna.
good, okay. Let's go ahead now and move to, we moved department head updates towards the top as well, so Chief, I see you there. Oh, did you want to go first? I saw a hand go up.
Waving.
Oh, waving. That was a bad time to put your hand up. You should know if we're military. Don't volunteer for anything. Never volunteer, no matter how good it seems. Chief,
not too much. We had a blockage in our drain line. We had to call Rowell's over the weekend to pump the tank out. We suspect that it's frozen on the drain, the exit portion. They didn't confirm that, but I think if we wait for some warmer temperatures, they were able to pump the tank out, and it took us, what, 6 months to fill this one. It may resolve itself. We may reach out to Dana and see if there was some overlying issue with how the line was set.
This is the new line that,
The new
to the
line.
tank, right,
Yep. Yeah, it's not in the sewer. It
right.
doesn't make it to the sewer line, but because everything else seems to be working fine. But just that, where the,
Plugged at the exit of the tank.
yeah, where the exit of the
apparently.
tank goes out.
And that goes where? The water just goes into our sewer system from,
Yeah,
from there?
it tied in,
Mhm.
between the two buildings.
Right.
Over here, so it was tied in.
Okay,
Special Olympics wrapped up today. They're officially wrapped up, so they're still cleaning up and loading trucks and be today and tomorrow, just picking things up, and they're moving on to the dip down at Lake Winnipesaukee. So really good, about over 200 plus athletes. Like to thank Megan for her crew's help and just getting snowbanks cleared and stuff, just in preparation for them, next to where the awards were happening. So much appreciated doing that. So it seemed to be a pretty good event. Thankfully, we had nice weather today. Impacted it a little bit this morning with the snow last night and early this morning for basketball. They had basketball at Plymouth and New Hampton was the first time. They've added those events, but that was okay. Throw in, this is the third year in a row now that we've had building fires during the event. We had 3 in the last 12 hours.
wow.
Really?
All out of town, I hope?
As of last night.
Yeah.
There were.
All out of town?
All out of town. But it just seems to impact us while we have a town full of people doing things, and, you know, we sent trucks out. We had chimney fire at Owl's Nest last night.
Oh,
That the tower went out to, but other than that, we were able to manage, and other than that, I had nothing else to report to you for this week.
Are we set for where we want to be? I'm switching topics on you on the STR permitting. Do you have enough directions from us now to finish that off?
Yeah, I think, I mean, we can have the language, but I would
We're waiting for,
just wait to
right.
see how town meeting goes,
Right.
and then once that's in effect.
we can finalize it, so.
Yeah.
So we're still there, we're just
Yeah,
gonna wait.
yeah,
Because I think in the mailer we put out, we said that this new process would start at the end of February. But in fact, we're gonna delay it. I don't think the town meeting result impacts most of what the permitting most of the permitting changes.
it does on the instructions on the application.
Right,
so
and so,
That's.
right,
So
Well, and
that's
it-
why I wanted to kind of wait.
yeah, it
Yeah.
very much impacts who can do
Yes.
the rental.
well, yes,
I mean,
but
that's
we're,
bottom line.
to my way of thinking, that the big issue was we're now going to permit everyone who's doing an STR.
Right,
And we're making clear,
right,
who, I don't want to say it this way, but the way I can think of very quickly is who's not covered by that, i.e. those short-term rentals that are managed by condominium associations or real estate entities and
Yep.
what have you. So we did to me,
Right,
those are the
right.
two big, those will go forward
yes.
regardless of the vote
Yes.
at
Yeah.
town meeting.
Yeah,
So that's the only thing hanging
We'll
it up.
have the changes to those regulations. We'll just wait till town meeting.
Right, and then we can
That way we can finalize the application.
and punch them out, and
Instruction.
we said
Yeah.
anybody who has a current permit, it's good until when it expires. But there will be people who don't have a permit, potentially, I don't know the breakdown, who will need to get a permit once we say we're now operating,
Yeah.
right? If they don't have a permit,
I honestly don't know of any.
Right.
That fit into that criteria.
Right.
At the moment. There may be some that we're not aware of. you know, that.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, it was always a little
Right.
complicated because it had to be, short-term rentals, any rental less than 30 days, or was it a month, or was it 31 days? But on top of that, we had that other complication about needing a permit only if you did it for more than 30 days
Right.
in the calendar year, and that's where I think it just got too complicated, and
Yeah.
I think you guys are quite happy, Alicia in particular, I think where you got an STR, you need a permit.
Yeah.
Regardless of the length of time in the calendar year.
Yeah.
That you want to rent the place.
mhm.
So to me, those are kind of at least we'll get that part
Yeah.
done. Okay,
Dave, on another question, on another topic entirely, I was asked about the status of what we're planning to do with respect to a veterans memorial in town. I know you were working that at some point, and I'd just like to get a status for folks.
So what I was hoping to see if there was the support that we had small, I think it was like 25,000
you're right.
within the operating that was going to kind of like the seed money for whether it's engineering or plans or what have you. At this point, I wanted to kind of see how that goes, answer any questions, and I've talked to stakeholders that I'm interested in for having a committee for this project, which includes the foundation, I always keep forgetting, Tom Gross in the
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I keep forgetting, the Hall of Fame, the Historical Society, and some of our veterans in town to have to have a say. So I put some invites out for some of those people, and then I think what I would like to do is put it out to the public to see who would like to participate, and then we can kind of start formulating a plan of what it's going to look like moving forward. You know, what we need to do. So other than the initial idea of what we want to use this money for, I'm gonna kind of leave it up to the committee to do that, but we'll need to form a committee after town meeting in order to do that.
As I recall, the way we left it, we're not going to pursue getting that seed money this year because of all the other monetary issues we have to deal with this year, but to proceed exactly as you laid out, and then next year come in with a warrant article with a better idea of what it is we want to do and then how much it would cost. It may be helpful at this town meeting to actually raise it and get a sense of the meeting if people support this. So we could, I think towards the end of the meeting is when we usually do those sense of the meeting agendas. We can look at the articles. I think one of the last articles, is there anything else anybody wants to raise? We could raise, this is the plan, and just get a sense.
I've been waiting for a good venue to
There we go.
certainly do that, to raise awareness for that. I could share, I got about 8 to 10 slides
I remember the presentation,
that
yeah.
are prepared, just to do a quick overview. I mean, I don't know what the end of town meeting will look
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, we can play that by ear. I mean, if anyone's left.
If anyone's left, I would love to just go through those
Christmas.
quick,
Yeah.
quickly to get us. I would like a sense of the meeting, everyone just, no, thanks for that. In the position where we really want to do that right now, fine, but if it is, we do have some interest, I would like to move forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Article 38 has amend disability, it's a very large article, and veteran tax credit. So we can do that, and then right after that, we can use that to segue into, and if it looks like people are still with us, including the select board, you can probably spend a couple minutes and throw up some of those slides.
Even if it's just, 5 minutes just to be. able to
Great,
say, hey,
I'm all for that.
This is what we're looking to do, if anyone's interested.
You solicit a participation, but also get a sense of,
If they even want it.
right, because who wants to go through all this only to say,
Yeah,
we're not gonna approve anything
yeah.
next year, so,
Yeah.
all right. So we can crank that into the script, I think.
Sure.
Excellent,
Sure.
good, good. Thanks for following up on that, Dan.
Yeah.
That dropped off my radar because of everything else we're
Yeah, I
involved
knew there
with.
was a lot of other stuff, so I was kind of just waiting to see how things kind of played out before.
Right. I still think it's a good idea and a good plan that you
Mhm.
put together.
Yeah.
We like to do it.
Yeah.
Okay,
I had a quick question. I had heard that there were several, what sounded like prank 911 calls on over the weekend. And it sounded like there was a bit of an issue identifying exactly where in town, well, where in the building of Town Square they were located from. And I was wondering if there's any possibility to do a bit more. I don't even know how you would, what you would call it, but to be able to localize where calls come from within the larger buildings and if that's an issue.
I haven't heard. I didn't hear of that this weekend, not saying it didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I can look into that.
Okay,
Give you a little more insight. Most buildings with enhanced 911 now, they're required to, have telephones. Some of the older buildings still don't. Totally adhere to that. We get a main front desk
okay,
address but a lot of times in the older systems, it's the front desk gets the notification. Either by a light or something on the old boards used to light up with a light bulb, telling you which one it came in.
good old days, right?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah, this
And
was,
as they upgrade those systems, I'm not quite sure
okay, yeah,
what technology changes. They're also supposed to give an address and a unit number. Every telephone that's supposed to be able to dial out is supposed to have a physical address
right.
attached to it.
Yeah, this had happened in Town Square, so
Yeah.
I know about it just because they came into the cafe thinking it was maybe us, 'cause it was 33 Village Road. That
Yeah,
was identified and before the other shops were open, and they just weren't sure. It just seemed like with, gosh, all the rooms around, that there ought to be a better way to
Yeah.
identify.
let me
Yeah, sure,
talk to Pat. I might be able to have some answers for you.
Okay.
And look into it because we can test those too with 911.
okay,
So, we can look into that.
great, thank you.
Right. Chief, you have anything else? Dan, Wendy,
No, thank
anything
you.
else?
I go, thanks, Dan, for doing the welcome.
Oh, it's
for
my
opening
pleasure.
Ceremonies.
Great
Little
group of
cold.
people. I'm really happy to do that.
I did convince them to kind of condense it a little bit. That's how cold it was,
That's right.
but it was good. Thanks for doing that.
Thank you, Chief. Hello, Brooke.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. I'm gonna just sort of condense my report. Well, basically, we have all the same programs that we always have going on with sort of the updates of new things. Art Club, for example, will be starting up soon. But we do have, going into this week, we do have a kids' night out this weekend, March 6th. So that's to support the Skin the Moon
Event.
event
Yeah.
at the mountain, and so we have, that is running. We do have a minimum number of kids signed up, but of course, we are open to more kids signing up for that. We are experiencing a great return staff rate. I think I've explained to you that we have, basically 95% of our staff returning in camps, which is amazing. And having to turn people away, which I haven't experienced really, qualified candidates.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
we currently have 12 facility rentals in March, which is healthy. A lot of rentals, we'll probably get more. Usually it's big birthday party month. And then online camp registration begins on Wednesday,
Wow.
following town meeting.
Wow.
After
Yeah.
the budget is,
Decided. Yeah.
decided, then that will open up to our Waterville Valley town residents and taxpayers. And then it will open up to the general public the following Monday, so the 16th. So that's an important date to know about. That is pretty much all I have, but I did want to bring your attention to in the annual report.
The new one, the
Yeah,
one that
the
we
new
just
one.
published. Yeah.
The parks revenue, there was a typo. And I
Okay.
just wanted to say it on the record that, what it says in the town report is that, parks revenue will be decreasing by 5%, but because of the typo, that's what it said, but it should reflect that it's 3.14%, in the positive. So it's increasing the revenue, not decreasing.
Right, so
Like,
that's
I
on
wanted to
there.
make a note of that,
Yeah.
so that you were all aware that it was.
No, thank you.
Oh, that's a good catch.
Important.
Thank you.
So this would be line item number, so we can get it on the book. I see it under parks or recreation. I see 5.14. Oh, I see 6.14. I'm
That's
sorry.
recreation, so
Right.
just below that in
Right.
parks,
Right,
there's a number, there's, you know,
5
it should be 3.14% increase all the way over on the bottom right,
where it says
where it
5.3,
says negative 5.3,
so it's actually a plus
plus 3.14.
1.4. Okay,
Sorry, what page are you on?
I'm on page
13.
13.
Oh.
It's line item number 3408, subcategory 009.
So I do think it's important for people to know that we're not planning for a decreased revenue.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yep. Wonder if it's important enough to issue a short errata, something that we can insert.
Well, maybe that night. well,
We-
I don't
we
know.
could- we can say it that
You could
night.
do it the night of, like, just a half sheet saying those.
As part of the
or it could
handout.
Be announced. Maybe,
But we should also be able to reprint this page and.
Do we
put a
have time?
Stack in the post office
Right,
and just, right, Steve, we could do a stack of just this page and stick it next to the pile that's still in the post
Oh,
office.
yeah,
yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking by an errata.
Yeah.
An errata page.
Yeah.
No, we should have it so that it's
Yeah.
actually reflected in writing. For someone who looks at the town report,
Yeah,
it was a
in
simple
later years,
typo,
too.
so-
all the other numbers are good.
Yes, I mean, no, I mean, in that line. the
Yeah.
Last line, it's the line that was incorrect is the very last one, solo classes. The very
Yes.
first number for the 25 budget says 9,300, but it should have been 3,900. So that's where
Oh.
that came from.
Oh, so they
Oh.
flipped the numbers.
So, yeah, wherever, who knows where that came from, but it was an easy error and it just created a big kind of
Yeah.
a big difference.
All the way through at the end,
Yeah.
you end up with the
Yeah.
wrong. All right,
Yeah.
yeah, we should put it in a rider sheet out.
Yeah.
That we can have in the live.
Was that 3408,009?
Yes,
And so you're talking that 9,300 should be what?
3,900.
39.
And it affected many other.
And that was from
communities.
last year, correct?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
25.
25's budget, not 26.
Correct.
Yeah, got it.
It's just, but what happens is it just shows the increase.
Yes. Yeah, I just changed it and we can print out a fresh sheet.
Yeah. Just print out a bunch of those and any copies we have, you can just.
Yep.
Slip it in or put them in separate pages next to
Yeah.
books that have already been. Right,
yeah.
you should probably also. On the town website under town, you can make a little note. There's an
Yeah.
errata sheet. Page 13. I think we should do that too, but people already have the books and they won't know about this change necessarily.
Right.
Yeah,
Good.
so I know it's a lot of effort, but
Mm.
it should be done.
Well,
It's important to keep these numbers straight.
There's a pretty big difference between being negative and positive.
Yeah. Yeah, especially right now, yeah.
Yeah, well, always.
Okay. Anything else?
That's all I have that I felt was, important to talk about. I'm obviously available. for
Yep. Any questions
particular
from the board?
Questions or anything.
No, I
No,
don't have
I'm
any
good.
questions.
All right.
Thank you.
Dylan, what's happening with our plant?
Well, nothing's happening with the plant right now, that's good.
Yeah, good.
No issues here, the only thing I wanted to bring to the attention of the board is something that's been ongoing as an issue, which is 36 River Road. That is the
Mhm.
Soper residence, that line is still frozen, so
Oh.
what I ended up doing as a Band-Aid is instead of us, so you paying somebody to thaw the line and then have it refreeze because of limited use. We're just pumping out the tank as it fills now. So
Okay.
as an example, last week we pumped it out on Friday. They were good throughout the weekend. We pumped it again on Monday. This weekend though is,
Soaker region.
that's right. And so what we're going to do is we're gonna have multiple days this weekend where that tank is serviced, just to make sure they don't have any issues there. It may sound like that's an expensive route, but the reality is, even if we had to thaw the line, or we continue to thaw the line and have a tanker truck there to suck everything out.
Anyway, right.
It would be substantially more expensive.
Sure.
So I just don't want to keep thawing a line, to have it refreeze. It's gonna, once the ground starts to thaw, then it's a different story. But for now, that's kind of how we're operating. It's only that one house that's affected right now. Further down the line, nobody else is affected. So just.
There's going to be a large gathering there this Saturday night, I believe.
Yes, yep, Saturday and Sunday, Saturday into
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah,
And I had talked to Jeff and I made him feel more comfortable with us continuing the way that we're doing it, just to make sure that they didn't have
Sure.
a house full of people and
Right.
no one can use any
No,
facilities.
no, and it's part of our effort for budgetary
Correct.
and plan to, after town meeting and after the
Right.
ground, we get the approval, then after the ground freezes, we'll have money available to
Figure out what's going on.
figure out what's going on and then fix it.
Yeah, exactly. So, that's really all I had for an update, just
Okay,
so that the board's aware, if anyone says, because there are a number of full-time residents that live over there, if they see a truck over there frequently, that's the reason why. I just wanted to make sure that we don't
Sure.
have somebody stranded and not be able to use the house when they're there. So again, just making the best out of a bad situation, more or less.
okay. Anything else on municipal works, water?
The only thing, you did receive in your packet, I don't have it for you to sign tonight, but we can worry about that tomorrow, because I'll see all three of you tomorrow morning.
Right.
Is the grant agreement from New Hampshire DES, that was a $60,000 grant,
For the lead line?
correct, and that is fully, there's no match required from us. It's basically it works out pretty well. It's just reimbursement based, so whenever we get an invoice, we submit for reimbursement from the state and they cut us a check back.
Mhm.
And this was a grant program that was only applicable to large water systems, which we are one.
Hard to believe, but we
Yeah,
are.
kind of. It has to do with the amount of service connections and that we use for fire suppression, our water supply. So that's really what it boils down to. So Ty and Bond, who did the value engineering study for us, I had them, this is their bread and butter. They have been doing this all over the Northeast, these lead service line inventories, and they were able to get a proposal for us, and it came in right at, well, big surprise. The grant.
At the grant amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Convenient.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so.
It works.
I did send that to the three of you as well,
Yes.
in case you did or didn't have a chance, that's okay. I just wanted to be transparent with you, so that way you could see what's in it. It does have quite a bit of work in there, so looking forward to this getting done, because this will be, we won't have to send out letters as long as this gets us to the threshold that we need to be at. We want to send out letters to people anymore with the unknown service line material notices. This will basically certify that we don't have any lead in town.
Great.
So,
are we sure that, I mean, we have some very old places in town. Is it possible that we do indeed have a few that have lead or not?
the chances, Dan, are very slim, because when we did the water meter installation project, that would have been whenever all the meters were connected inside houses.
Yep.
And by law, at that point in time, anything that would have been lead would have had to be removed and replaced with copper or another type of material that wasn't harmful to life.
Oh, okay,
So, yeah.
that's fine,
So
great.
But there could be like some condos where you didn't necessarily meter to each individual unit, where if
But
work
that's on
hasn't been
the
done.
homeowner side.
No, exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there isn't lead on the municipal side, but you're not saying that there isn't anything on the.
Well,
And
even
anyone's
fixtures
house.
and stuff like that can have lead in.
Right, and that
No,
we test every
exactly.
year,
Right,
Right.
right,
Yeah.
yes.
we test every, you do a sampling
Yeah.
right,
So what can be surprising is even pipe that's soldered with lead solder
Mhm.
can have a pretty surprising amount of lead that gets leached out of it, depending upon how long the water is sitting in the line.
Yeah,
So even something like that is it can appear that it has a high lead concentration, just depends upon how long the water's been sitting there.
Right.
But in terms of what's in the mains, there's no lead in the mains.
Right.
And then from the tap, what's a little bit deceiving is, like Waterville's unique, we have 3 different criteria for where the service line ownership ends and begins.
Mm.
And that has to do with, because the town is so unique with how the lines were run and how property lines were drawn. That's why that's in our rules and regs. But basically, everything that would fall within what EPA and DES are looking for, that will be covered in this.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay,
it is, though, to your point, Wendy, it is one of those things that, like, I think I know what you're talking about, but condos technically could have like lead
Mhm.
joints or something like that. It just depends on when they were built.
Yes.
So,
Thanks.
all right.
no problem.
Any further questions on municipal services?
No,
We're
thank
good?
you.
Anything else, Dylan, on that side?
Thank you.
Sure, we'll have, talk to you about other things later. Megan, so what's happening with the trash truck?
So
That lemon we've had now for,
Yep. So unfortunately, it is still down. We did order the parts to fix it. They were supposed to be in today. They did not arrive. But thankfully, nothing was on back order like we've had in the past. So we are hoping to still get those parts either tomorrow or Friday. If they show up tomorrow, we are being very hopeful that we'll fix the truck by Friday. If not, it'll be into next week as well. I have been trying to keep updates on Facebook for the residents. But we did order an open top roll-off dumpster similar to our metal can or the construction debris can. It is down in the transfer station. So we are asking people in town to bring their trash to the transfer station in the meantime. We will be going out around handballing some trash out of the dumpsters. They're not gonna get emptied. It'll be like, partially empty throughout town, just to give it a little bit of room.
not gonna do full dumpster diving, in other words.
Right.
Okay, people understand.
But we will be open Friday, 8 to 2:30, to be able to allow residents or people like Will who pick up
Right.
overflow trash and things like that in town to be able to drop off.
So we should put this on the town's website. Social media is, I know it gets a lot of people, but all of this should be on the town website, the revised transfer station hours
Mhm.
and what was the first thing you said? It wasn't just transfer station hours.
The roll-off.
The roll-off, to
Yeah.
bring their trash here.
Right, and to bring their trash here. And we should get that up as quickly as possible. Matter of fact, that should be the first stop. And then, to the extent you have time, go to social media.
Kristen will be in the morning if you just send her an email. She can get that up for you.
Someone asked a question about whether we would consider, like renting or borrowing a truck from somewhere. I don't even know what's
Been there, done
possible
that.
in that realm.
So the only place we
Or
can rent.
having,
Yep, the only place
the
we can
different
rent a truck
service
from is
community.
Ohio.
Yeah.
We cannot borrow a trash truck, you have to rent it. And the only location that rents rear load trash trucks is Ohio. It
Do
is a
we-
very costly
Yep.
thing.
just,
Yep.
just say, I got you on that, because I heard about that part before.
Mm,
Question I have is a different nature, and that is whether we have any agreements with any of the surrounding towns that may have trash pickup. Obviously, some of the others don't, but some do, and I was just wondering if that's something we had considered at some point.
We
Like,
had.
oh, we have an emergency,
Yeah,
if we could borrow your second truck for, 1 day a week or something to help. I'm
the-
looking at
yeah.
possibilities
Again,
and
we,
potential
we
solutions.
have been down that path.
Kind of been there, done that, right?
Yeah,
Or-
so the surrounding
yeah.
towns do not pick up or haul
Right.
their own trash. They have a compactor and it gets hauled away. The only avenue would be Witcher. And he has one
singular rear load truck
Mhm.
that he uses to service his locations.
The last time when we had the trash truck down for a pretty extended period, I think it was 4 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We did partner with Casella for a couple of
Right.
weeks. I remember that. Are they no longer able to help us? Because I know the arrangement was such that they would provide us with a truck and a driver, and our staff would accompany them in the passenger seat
right. I think that was because of the extended nature of it. And in the meantime.
while we
went out-
waited for the truck from
truck from
Ohio.
Ohio
Yeah.
that we had to go get
Yeah.
and bring back essentially.
Not sure if
So,
that might be still an option or not.
let's see if we
They
can,
were unable to help this time,
okay.
so.
Well, let's hope that we
Okay.
can get this repaired as quickly as possible, but I think this puts. Well, I mean, this is the exclamation point that Wendy and her committee is gonna resolve this, right?
And I have a handout for you guys later, unless if you want me to do it now.
Sure,
Okay.
sure.
So, yes, our group, the MSW working group met this week on Tuesday and, I just had Megan came in with so much information and I just tried to condense it down a bit. And we don't necessarily need to go through it all right now, but it's 2 pages kind of comparing our current system to the system that Megan was just describing in our surrounding towns with just a compactor.
Right,
Looking at the quotes that she's received, Waste Management just happened to be the lower one, so that's the one I've indicated on here. We're also, not only with the trash truck being like this linchpin that keeps failing on us, we also are up against the spring 2027 closure of the Bethlehem landfill.
that's the
Which
other big one.
which
Yeah.
would mean, it's the whole idea behind the group forming. So. And the Pemmy Baker solid waste working group, is that what they're called? Whatever they're called. The 19 towns of which we're a member have been really not found a solution. Besides just sitting and waiting and seeing what happens and maybe driving to Rochester if we have to, which is just a rather untenable solution. So I just wanted to get you guys these numbers today and I thought we could talk about it perhaps next meeting, assuming there isn't a write-in campaign when I'm not here.
Right, well, no. Well, and then we don't have other business that might come out of town meeting that will
Well,
occupy all, no, but we do need to move on
and
this.
this shows a significant savings in.
Yeah, we
in
should
the-
do it.
In the waste disposal as well as. Way fewer headaches, but there are some impacts that, you
Okay,
know, in particular on the commercials that we'll have to work
Right.
around and. And there's still some information gathering happening with that.
is there anything in terms of budget that we may need to amend? If we need, in other words, do we need any money to move forward this year with this, or do we
I
have it in
mean,
the
when we had
budget?
talked about it, we had been optimistic about the truck
Yeah.
lasting and, you know, we had
Wow.
anticipated that there would
Right.
be some sort of overlap.
Right,
I don't know, Megan, how would you answer that question?
The one impact that I could see would be the $25,000 slated
for
for
the CRF,
the solid waste trucks, CRF.
right, that's what I was thinking, do we
So-
want to potentially amend that? I mean, is there something, we still have to talk about it and decide whether we want to move down this path.
I
But
mean, if
we don't want to wait another year
amend
because we don't have the money.
amend it, instead of it being solid waste truck CRF, being solid waste operation CRF.
Yeah,
I think that would give us the flexibility if you wanted to do this. Roughly to get it set up, right, it's gonna be roughly $200,000. To outfit the transfer station to accommodate for the compactor.
400, you said?
200.
200,000,
there'll need to be a pole barn built to
right,
protect.
yeah, that's not an amendment.
No, my recommendation
Yeah.
would be to, if we can. Reappropriate or. Plus up the municipal facilities capital reserve fund. With that $25,000 that we had slated for a solid waste truck, because the municipal facilities funds could be used to support that.
Hmm.
That may be an
So
option.
reallocate it.
Yeah,
Can we do that with an amendment?
I can check.
Okay,
As long as we can keep the current 25 that's in there for any large repairs that may need to happen in the meantime.
Yeah,
Of course,
that wouldn't
okay,
go,
yes.
that wouldn't be effective.
All right. All right, yeah, see if there's anything we can do. I mean,
Okay,
again, I don't wanna wait a whole year before we
Yeah.
do anything,
Yeah.
if we can spend money this year, just moving. I'm generally in favor of this. I mean, I haven't read it, but
Right,
it's
but-
obviously we need to
Yeah, and once we get
make
past,
changes.
once we get past the initial setup,
It's,
there's a little bit of guesswork involved, but it's potentially upwards of a 50% savings.
so we'll recoup the capital,
Yeah,
the cost up front
right,
fairly quickly.
yeah,
that's great.
yeah.
All right, well, we can look at this. Let's go ahead and put this on our schedule for our next meeting. And then see if there's anything we could do with regard to the current warrant articles we have. If there are any amendments we can make to plus up an account,
Yep, I'll look
that
into
will
it.
help us at least start this process this year.
The other amendment that might raise some questions that might need to happen would be the dumpsters.
Dumpster enclosures.
Well,
Oh,
dumpster
dumpsters,
closures and the
dumpsters.
dumpsters themselves.
Right,
right,
and what do we
that's
have,
right.
25 or 26?
26.5.
26.5 for that, yeah.
Yeah, so we could theoretically just table that. Right?
And then move potentially then just plus up the other one by that amount, if we wanted to keep it flat. The ask flat, right?
Can we do that, a regular warrant article to a CRF?
I don't know. I,
Well, it's not a bond, it's general taxation.
general taxation.
So we could table it.
I could also, since
And-
it's for dumpsters, the compactor is technically a dumpster, I can look and see how much it would be, instead of renting a compactor, buying one outright.
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't see why we can't use that. We have a CRF request from general taxation on the solid waste. Management issue. Let's keep it general, because I think the purpose would be covered. I don't know if you have to change the title, I guess is what I'm
Mhm.
necessarily
Specifies.
getting at,
Yeah.
but why could not we amend that on the floor to change the amount? Right?
The amount for the dumpsters?
Well,
for-
no, not the dumpsters,
Okay.
but table the dumpster one, so
Okay.
that takes that
Oh, I
26.5
see,
off
and
the
then
table.
Reallocate
then-
that
and
26.5.
then- And see if the town wants to, reallocate
Got
it,
that.
can't we,
Gotcha.
as an amendment to increase that amount? I think so, we'll have to check with town council, but. I don't see why we.
Yeah.
I don't see why we couldn't.
So reallocate that special warrant article fund into the capital reserve fund for municipal.
If it's
facilities.
possible, if it's
possible.
legally,
Yeah,
I'll check.
that.
if it's legally possible, yeah, go ahead, Dan. Yeah.
Just a quick question, with respect to setup of compactors and such, um. Are there any electrical requirements that are gonna cost us additional
That's
funds
part of
to
that
put in?
200,000
the
she's
shoe.
talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it'd be about 200K to set everything up. And it would take us how many years to, if you will?
Well,
Recoup that, a couple?
And that's part of what we have to have a further conversation about. A lot of it depends on the volume and a lot of that depends on how the commercials are or are not involved in this program. And that's where it's gonna be a bit of a challenge.
Okay,
So, just looking at
Right,
baseline current amounts.
Yeah.
It would seem as though in 4 to 5 years, we would recoup that. And then continue to save beyond. Um,
this to me all speaks of a capital improvement project and. The larger project
Mhm.
that will be discussed. And then brought forward to the select board for next year's warrant, given the amounts of money we're talking. But is there money we can spend now to
right,
move in that direction?
right.
Or maybe we just wait till next year and
But
move forward
perhaps
with
just
it.
having a compactor on site for any eventualities like with the
Right.
truck could
Maybe
just be a way to go.
a bit of a stopgap until we get a full program
Yeah,
approved by the town and then up and running
Mm.
next year.
yeah.
All right, so we'll put it on the agenda for our next meeting.
I'll get these questions answered.
Yeah, there was one other question I had, move the 26.5 over. Oh, well, yeah, obviously, of course, too, the funding source can potentially be changed,
True.
right?
Right,
This doesn't have to come out of general taxation. Or we could plus it up and have part of it out of general taxation, I think, and part of it out of fund balance, say if we wanted to use fund balance.
Yep.
So something you need to find out if any of this is possible, then we'll have to talk about it
Okay,
Yeah.
before town meeting,
sounds good.
right?
It's good stuff.
Yeah, trash truck, anything else?
Just preparing for the freezing rain that we're supposed to get,
Woo-hoo,
yeah.
yeah,
But looking at warmer temperatures, thankfully, so
Next week
next week, so hopefully we'll be getting some springish weather.
for town meeting.
Yeah,
Great.
we can only hope that is some springish weather.
Sap is starting to run.
Mhm.
It's time to make maple syrup.
I've seen a lot of people starting, yeah.
Yeah, we're starting. Got quite a bit going.
I mean, I am a little concerned about that freezing rain, it's a combination of freezing rain and snow,
Yeah.
like. Yeah, I mean, that rain could be. And then more next week as well,
Mhm.
you know, a third of an inch of rain on frozen ground. We've had issues in the past.
Yep.
But especially with Boulder Path Road, but we'll get there. Maybe it won't be an issue next year.
Right.
Okay. Anything else?
Not of note.
Okay. We're still good to go with regard to shifting from the decals to the placards. You have everything you need. I think we wanted to discuss it after town meeting.
Yep.
Something we're gonna do this summer, but is there anything there you want to address at this point, or just keep everything where it is?
We'll keep everything where it is. at the-
Okay.
The current point, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to keep on mentioning it every meeting because I don't want it to fall through the cracks. You know, we'll put it off to the summer and then before we know it's October.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's happened before. Let me just put it that
Sure.
way.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions for?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
the bid opening for,
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah, that.
yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yes.
So I will be gone at that
It's tomorrow,
That-
right? No, is that Friday?
Friday.
Friday, right?
Today is Wednesday. yeah.
Right, so they had the bid meeting, just for the record, and everyone hearing. We had a good
We had-
turnout,
We had a really good turnout.
Oh, good.
good.
We had 6 contractors, some small, some large, so.
Mhm.
We'll see who submits bids on Friday.
Yeah, I think there'll still be, I think it's even more of a stretch now that we're gonna be able to present maybe revised numbers Tuesday. In lieu of the, what is it, 5 point. Whatever, million,
5.5 in road and 1.8 in sewer
right, right, so that's 7, it's really 7
total.
total, 7 plus. We may have to still go with that, but that's okay, but
Mhm.
if nothing else, we'll know whether we're even in the ballpark. In terms of the bid, in terms of the cost
Yes.
that's
there's
been
also some
estimated by the
other-
engineers.
Also some other factors that.
Right,
Were found that may.
Right.
Need to increase.
all right,
whatever
well, we'll look at that
the
with,
costs that
right.
are submitted.
What do you mean by other factors?
The co-op, there is some things that they are looking that have to be done. That would be on the town's expense,
Really?
supposedly.
in terms of utilities, right? Are you talking about the widening of the road? And the need to, and the utilities need to be better
Yes.
positioned because we want to widen the road. I think we do need to talk about that. And I think we'll handle that as a change potentially, as an amendment, if we sign a contract.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, go
My
ahead,
understanding
Kelly.
is that there was an additional addendum that was sent out
Right.
to all the contractors that are
Right.
pending on bidding, so that way it'll be included in their bid submittal.
Okay, so that part
Oh.
will be in the bid submittal.
Correct.
Right. Okay,
And what it boils down to in simplistic terms is because the road's being widened.
right,
There's areas of conduit that are now going to be traveled on that previously wouldn't have been.
Right.
Or they're in the traveled portion of the road. So their conduit was scheduled 40. Anything that's under asphalt needs to be scheduled 80 per New Hampshire Electric Co-op's handbook. So that was, there's only 2 areas that are gonna be impacted. It's a small stretch on Jasinski Road and a small section on Greeley Hill Road. And the alternatives were to encase those there, instead of replacing the conduit with Schedule 80, the co-op opted to allow us as a much cheaper method to encase those sections in concrete
Oh.
rather than rip out all the conduit and cable and replace conduit and cable. So that is what HEB sent out to the contractors to include in their bid, is basically linear feet
Okay.
of poured concrete.
Are we comfortable
Okay.
with the number we're asking for authorization then? Do you see a need for an amendment to plus that up?
So there were a couple of things that I.
Or we'll know Friday.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess is the answer, the easy.
there was one thing that I had to remove, which was the SCADA system for the pump station up on Jasinski Road.
Okay,
I'm not saying that that's gonna amount to a whole lot of money, but there's no reason to have a SCADA system for a pump station that's relatively. There's no urgency with that pump station. It's gonna be such low flow that it's not going to impact really anything at the end of the day.
um,
If we do that, even if we.
Right.
well, there is that question.
Yeah.
Okay, so, no, go ahead.
Anyways, those two things could be a wash, basically is what I'm getting.
Okay,
depending
right.
Upon the
Yeah.
integration of the
Right.
SCADA system and the purchase price of the software itself.
Okay.
The concrete, that could be a wash, so.
Well, I think the hope was if we got some bids and there was a bid that looked acceptable, we could amend the number anyway
Right.
at town meeting,
Right.
so we're still in that venue, if you would, still on that path,
I
might
just
be a
wanna-
better word.
If I can just, and Megan,
Yeah,
feel free to jump in too. There's only one thing that we talked about very briefly in the past, which was the subject of how this can technically still be bid to two different contractors.
Right,
So they released another addendum.
that's the engineers,
to
HEB,
clarify,
right.
And they did have some language wrong in their original advertisement, which was they asked for a single prime, or it would be a single prime contract. Wrong language. They had to
Mm.
correct that, because as the board's aware and the town staff's aware, the way that they're bidding these is two separate projects.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not-
So technically, you may have two contractors that bid it, and one contractor has a lower price for snows than the other, so they get awarded snows, but the opposite contractor that didn't win snows is lower on Boulder Path, therefore they
Right.
get Boulder Path.
which is not what we
I
want.
just want to caution the board, though, that you have the discretionary or authority rather,
Mhm.
to even though we are by law supposed to select the lowest bidder, you can decide that if it's in the best interest of the town to select one contractor to do the work and disregard the lowest bidder for, say, Boulder Path, you can opt to do that. Again, I'm not saying that there won't be someone that's very unhappy about that, and it may have.
We can see what the difference is, I mean,
And I'm just saying that from that point, it would be beneficial to the town to have one contractor do both.
yeah, I
So-
think that's what we.
Yeah.
Had,
Well, let's see
Plan.
what comes in.
yeah. no,
Exactly, I
let's
just
see what
wanted to
comes-
mention that before Friday.
Okay,
Just keep that in the back of
Okay.
your minds.
so yeah, again, we're gonna have to, if not reconvene, at least discuss separately the result of that.
Yep.
What time's the process? Is it Friday morning?
2,
Oh, Friday afternoon?
1.
All right, so it's, well, we're not gonna,
Right.
right, so Monday, I guess, is.
The
Unfortunately,
bid results probably emailed like each.
They'll email it to us.
Yeah,
Right.
and then the board will get that, we'll make sure we get that to you.
right,
So,
yeah, but it's still, I think the earliest we'll be able to get together will be Monday.
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
all right, just have to look at that and see what happens. I think it was just a question of amending the amount, we can, I don't think we necessarily need to have a full board meeting on
Right.
that. I think Steve can let us know.
Yeah.
Individually, and then we can discuss it individually with Steve, as this is our plan of action. Move forward with an amendment of the amount to whatever.
That's fine.
But if it's something more extensive, like having to deal with the issue of low bidder and exercising our discretion on that, that'll probably require a meeting.
Agreed.
Just to have
Yeah.
it for the record and for legal purposes.
Yep.
Right. Okay, anything else, Megan? All right. Now, let us, I think, oh, Steve, anything on, sorry, admin services?
Oh, I know some folks have been eagerly awaiting an absentee ballot for a town meeting. Kristen will be back in the office in the morning. She had a delay in her flight home. She was expected today, but she will be back in the morning, so feel free to come by. If you do need an absentee ballot, you can get the application and the ballot handed to you same day tomorrow. Or Friday.
Very good. Anything else in
Nope.
admin services? All right. Before going to new business, I'd like to save, it's all about town meeting presentation and finalization. I like to just put it at the end, so that's all we have to deal with, so.
Yep.
Let's see, I think Kim was gonna try to come here at 4:30 to talk about community power, so we'll just keep that in suspense for the moment. So we have three other pieces, the wastewater project update, town manager update, financial report. Is there a preference, Steve, as to which, let's get those three out of the way, and then we'll wait for Kim.
Any questions on the financial report?
No, well, there are a bunch of blank pages. Is one of them meant to be revenue?
Yeah.
The revenue came at the end. I don't know why there were a bunch of
After, like,
blanks in the middle.
9
7
blank.
pages or something, that
Yeah.
were like,
Yeah,
All right, I missed that. then.
that wasn't just me.
Yeah, no.
I can give you a quick summary.
Yeah, the revenues.
Year to date, total
Yeah.
revenue 126,878.23. Seeing 28,000 of that in motor vehicle permit fees, 11,000 in
Wait,
ambulance,
I'm sorry, what did you say the total was?
126,878.23.
Cause our February revenue was 416.
Okay, let me check with Katie on that. There might have been something with the pagination that threw that off.
Right.
Okay.
Why don't, why don't you just,
I'll send her a note.
send her a note and then just send it out,
Yeah.
the revenues to us.
Yeah.
That'd be
Will
the
do.
best way to do it.
Yes, be good.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
I think I've been busy with one or two other things.
A couple.
Okay, town manager update. I think the board is aware of where we're at. I think we're waiting for Alex, Rethink Local, to provide us with the necessary information about the three candidates that our selection committee is advising that we interview. And that we'll be doing the interviews. I think we're looking at the 19th or the 17th of March.
It was 19,
19th of March.
the Thursday.
It was the Thursday,
It's Thursday, 19th.
19th of March. So I think at this point, we're
At the
just,
moment.
there have been three persons that recommended to us by the committee that we formed. And we're waiting to get materials about those three people. And we're at this point planning to interview them on the 19th of March. I think Alex said that he'd have the material to us
Friday,
Friday,
I believe so.
I think. So
Yeah.
is there anything else in that?
Yeah, there is. We're gonna have to talk depending on what happens with respect to the budgets
Of course,
and so forth.
no, of course.
So if the budget is not approved, that throws potentially a wrench in things. And so we're gonna have to talk about that as a board and how we proceed forward.
Oh, well, if the budget isn't approved, there'll be many things that we'll have to discuss.
I understand that.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
The point is there are ramifications
of course,
to how the town votes and the decisions that are made.
Yep.
Sure.
So at this point, while we'll be having interviews, I'm not sure how we're going to proceed out of those interviews.
Well, we will know before then. I
Yeah.
mean, we will know before then, and then I think we'll be
Yeah.
having a series of many meetings to figure out what to do. It depends on what what happens with the budget. I mean, if we could be operating potentially off a default budget.
Right.
But we have to come up with one, and that could push these interviews back until we get that approved.
That's
Right.
exactly,
Or,
there are issues that
Right.
may complicate this
Sure.
whole process is what I'm
Right.
trying to say.
I
okay,
think
no,
we're
fair
all
enough.
aware of that. Yep.
Fair enough. I think we'll keep to the schedule we have for now, and then let's see what happens at town meeting. Okay, so that leaves, anything you want to say, further on the wastewater treatment facility project update that we're not gonna talk about in town meeting or anything new? There were a couple things maybe?
Yes, so nothing under communications, under engineering update, we did receive.
The value, right.
Value engineering, report, and I sent that out to the board, I believe that we're reviewing that tomorrow morning at 9.
Correct, right?
Other than that.
We'll save that for that then,
Yep,
right?
exactly, and then funding update, not really anything to update there, other than Steve and I have a meeting tomorrow with Black and Beach tomorrow afternoon, to discuss some, potential grant and see the both grant and financing, or just grant.
Both grant and
Yeah.
financing. I did, Dylan, so you know, I sent the board that PDF
Okay.
that we'll be reviewing with Will and Black and Beach's finance team tomorrow, so. I'll have some more information for you on those, I think 4 or 5 opportunities that we haven't really talked about before, just to see what the viability is and flush it out a little bit, so.
Okay.
Happy to finally get Black and Beach's finance, government
Team
finance
on
associate
board.
on board with us.
Yeah,
It'll help us with congressional directed spending in the future too,
Yeah,
to your comment of today, earlier today, so.
yeah.
I was very impressed when we first met with Francesca and her team. She seems pretty in tune to what might be out there for us and
Good.
knows a lot of the systems, so I'm excited to talk to her tomorrow and hoping to, I think we suggested at least quarterly conversations with them moving forward, Dylan?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
At least.
Yes.
Yeah.
okay. All right, so we're waiting on Kim. We can start then on why don't we talk about the finalization of town meeting arrangements? Should be pretty cut and dry at this point, I think.
Yeah, I think Rich, you wanted to talk a little bit about the select board's
Coverage.
involvement with the coverage of the election.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So we have, we know the hours have already been posted. It's 10:30 to 4:30. And 2 of us have to be present during that time, in the event there are any issues that arise that come under our purview. So we need to decide among the 3 of us, how to work those hours. In addition, Patty has asked if, any select board members would be available to help with the ballot counting
Of course.
once the polls
Yeah.
close at 4:30, and I told her, of course, if needed, we'll figure it out among ourselves. About who's available, so I guess we can just start with that.
So I'm available both days. I don't have anything else in the schedule at all.
Well, we just need the,
Just the month,
For-
the Tuesday.
just need
For
the
both
Tuesday,
Okay,
just
the
the
first
Tuesday,
one.
10:30 to 4:30.
The ballot voting.
Yeah, if we have to go to a second day on the deliberative session, that's just a deliberative
okay,
session.
so. However I'm needed, I can,
Can
you
do
know,
it,
I
yeah.
can cover. I'm a morning person in general, so if you want somebody to cover the
Okay.
early
Well,
portion,
what we had
that's
done,
fine. The
well, we-
later portion's fine too.
what we've done in
Yeah.
the past
Yeah, please
is
do.
have like 2
Staggered.
4 hours and then
Right.
one person who
Who did
splits.
two,
So
two,
in
right.
this case, it'd be like 10:30 to 2:30, another person 12:30 to 4:30, and then someone 10:30 to 12:30 and 2:30 to 4:30.
Right, that's how it worked last time. It's just a
Yeah.
matter of which is, I'm
That's
open.
fine.
I've got Tuesday open as well.
Okay, so we're all open, does anyone have any preferences? You mentioned being a morning, do you want to do the 4 hour, you want to do a 4 hour
I can do a 4-hour section,
block?
absolutely.
Would you rather come and go or just stick there?
What would the come and go again?
10:30 to 12:30 and 2:30 to 4:30?
Why don't I do that? I think I
Okay.
did that last time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Rich on the split shift,
yeah,
okay?
and then Wendy will take the
12:30 to 4:30.
12:30 to
And I
4:30,
will do
the 10:30 to
10:30 to 2:30, right?
10:30 to 2:30. All right, I think that all works. Just gonna get it straight on my calendar, so on the,
With respect to the voting, or the counting rather,
That's after.
that would be after 4:30
right, so
and,
2 of us will be there.
Yep.
Right,
and I can certainly come back to help with that. I have no qualms
Yeah.
with that.
I think the only thing we have to be careful, I think one of us, we can all help. One of us just has to be available for any last minute issues that come up with the upcoming business or deliberative session.
Sure.
So we should definitely crank two of us into the ballot and then just leave one available to help, or unless they're tied up with any issues that come up for the meeting that starts at 6.
Yep.
So who's gonna actually be there at 4:30? That would be
Me
me,
and
right?
you, yeah.
Yeah.
Me and me.
Yeah, so we can tentatively say that Wendy and I will be there. If you want to come early, you can and help out. And then we'd be free. If you did come, we'd be free if something came up for one of us
Right.
to break off and
Right,
assist Patty with whatever else she needed.
right.
Okay.
Cool.
So I think I'm gonna be seeing Patty Friday. Steve and I will finalize the script
Mhm.
Friday afternoon, so I can mention. If you could just write a little note, so I don't forget. What our hours are, what our plan is regard to coverage.
Yep.
And helping with the ballot. As far as the script is concerned, it's gonna be pretty much like previous years. It's almost a cut and paste job. And we should have, hopefully, we'll have that by COB Friday for the full board to look at and see if there's anything they want to comment on.
Maybe as we go through the presentation today, if either of you had.
We
any-
could
yeah.
bring in questions about the script.
If there's any one article or two you're excited about and want to lead.
Right, yeah, we're just
Let me
assign
know.
people, on a rotating basis.
Yeah.
I
We
wanna second
introduce.
that.
And I'm just looking for the note I got from Patty to make sure I didn't have anything else, leave anything else out. I'm not seeing it. God, why do they make Outlook so
It's
bad?
so annoying. It's the worst.
Why can't I find, let me check something. I just wanna, because I had asked her, is there anything, because she couldn't make this meeting. Is there anything you needed us to decide? This is the last time we're meeting. She put out the emergency, the co-op plan.
Mhm.
So that's good to go. I think we were all fine with that, right?
Yep.
Were you on that last email chain? When she sent, there were like 4 things?
Yeah, I have it right here.
Yeah, what are the 4?
So she asked about the script, which we've covered.
Okay,
She's waiting on the results of the community power warrant article.
right, decide whether we're going forward with that,
Yep.
okay. And I
She-
told her we'll decide today and we'll let her know, so we can let her know Friday.
Good. And then she said that she learned in moderator training that a new state law gives the primary petitioner of a petition warrant article or their designee.
Right.
A minimum of 10 minutes
Right,
to present.
and I told her I thought it was Katie, and I think she's
Yeah.
contacted Katie,
Correct.
and Katie will be making a presentation,
Got that.
okay?
And she asked if any of the school board members, select board members want to help count
And we
town.
just
Right.
decided that.
Yep. And will someone be tasked with updating text?
That was the other thing, I think you were gonna
Yeah,
do that to the extent you can, I mean, you might have to,
I think Katie can help us out, Katie Crawford.
yeah, okay,
With that, my plan was to have a copy of the whole warrant article in Word ready to display in case we had to make any changes. She
right,
could go right into the actual Word document.
right, I think that's what Patty was looking for, so people
Exactly.
can actually see what, say, an amendment, for example, right?
Yeah,
What the amendment would look like.
we'll put it in nice red letters or the changes.
Okay, yep.
Okay, all right. I think that covers everything.
That was her- those are her
Patty had.
questions.
I think we're all ready to go. I'm gonna assume that audio visual is good. Good to go.
He's queued up and ready.
Monday and Tuesday.
And
Oh, there was one other thing.
Wednesday if needed.
Wednesday if needed. Yes, we have to, I almost forgot. We have to decide on a day for a reconsideration meeting.
Correct, yep.
In the event that someone requests a reconsideration of the restriction,
Right.
that we can't talk about it anymore, particular amendment. Right?
That's right.
which is what we normally do. If you look at the script, you'll see that, well, you don't have the
It
script.
says the reconsideration needs to take place at least 7 days
Right.
later. With a date and time stated before end of town meeting
Right,
and put an ad in the newspaper.
right. We gotta go through the whole process of noticing it again.
Yeah,
So we gotta wait 7 days.
yep,
And I think Patty mentioned that she's not gonna be available and during a certain time period, although Joan can cover for her, but
the 16th through the 26th, she'll be away,
so 7 days from the 11th is,
10th, or 7 days from the 10th.
oh, sorry, the 10th. So
17th.
she won't be here. So the question for us is, do we want to just, everyone look at the calendar. Do we want to go
The 31st.
well, if it's a reconsideration, if it's opening up the budget, for example, again, for discussion,
Right.
it could be
We'd want to do it sooner.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And it's got to be 6 o'clock. We got to pick the place. Something like that. I think we're back in the gym. We may get a lot of attendance.
Would we want to look at the 19th? Because it would
That's
have to be 7 days after the 11th too, potentially, right?
Oh,
After the 10th, right?
After
So
the 11th too, if we go.
there you
yes.
go.
Yeah.
if we go second, yes, thank you. Right, good catch. So we're looking at the 19th. That's the earliest date.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we want to do it either that Thursday or Friday and presumably at 6 o'clock.
I think Thursday would be.
Yeah, Thursday would be
easier.
That
preferable.
Thursday's the day with the town manager discussions.
Yeah, well.
The 19th, we will, yeah, we may
we'll be
have
done By
to,
6 o'clock.
yeah, we may have to roll into it.
Yeah,
We do have to have the discussion as quickly as
yeah, no, that's a good point. Mr. Speed.
possible.
Speed is necessary.
So the 19th,
So the 19th, 6 p.m., the school gymnasium, we'll have to check with the school board and principal that it's available that evening at 6 o'clock. Brooke, do you know of anything
I think that's
going on?
great. It's great. I mean, that's
Right,
at night.
6.
Any special activities is actually our priority, so we don't.
All right, so we can assume the school will be available, right? The question will be, and this is where we start talking money. Do we want to have the professional audio visual, the AV support? What's the cost for one night?
about 2,500.
About 2,500,
Yeah.
call it 3?
Yeah.
So do we want to spend 3,000 to record that? And broadcast that, or do we just want to have the old fashioned way, have the meeting and it's in the
Probably,
minutes?
especially if we're looking at a default budget.
Well, that may not be in play, but it could be.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be. Again, it's a reconsideration of to close off any further discussion. Right? Someone has to.
Yeah.
Someone has to propose, and then that has to be approved at town meeting, which means we have to have another meeting to open up that discussion.
I mean, at the very least, we could bring our equipment and record it and then
Yeah, no,
put it out.
I
in
think
the-
that's what I'm asking.
whatever,
Yeah, do we
yeah.
want to do that?
You could try, yeah.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
can, fingers crossed that the school system will handle our live feed.
Well,
Right.
I mean, even if it's not live, we'd at least get the recording, so anyone who
Right.
couldn't be there would be able to see it later.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so instead of spending the $3,000,
Again,
we'll handle it in-house?
yeah,
Okay, so 6 p.m.
On the 19th,
on the 19th in the
Okay.
gymnasium
as an earmarked date.
as the date, we'll know for sure.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday,
Hopefully we don't have to go down that road, but
right?
Yep.
And is there anything, oh, well, we should let Patty know, she's gonna have to contact Joan, right? She will not be here,
right.
I'll email her now.
okay? All right, anything else on arrangements? We're just finishing up something, and we'll be with you guys in a moment. We're trying to clear our calendar. Get to another issue.
I think one thing I'd like to add is there is a bake sale. There is not gonna be soup like there has been in the
Ah,
past.
what's wrong? No, I'm not going.
The ATM
You guys can handle the meeting.
sale In its place, so I
Right.
just wanted to put that out there so everyone's listening.
Okay.
There will be a bake sale. And then when they're gonna start up, is it 5 or 5:30?
5-ish, I'm
5-ish.
guessing, but I'm
On-
not quite sure.
Is that just Tuesday or are they gonna do it
That's
for the
Tuesday.
school district meeting?
Tuesday?
Just in front of our
From
annual
what I
meeting?
understand.
Okay. Okay. Okay, anyone else think about anything else related to arrangements?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna put that down on my calendar. 19th could be a horrible day. All right, let me just take care of one other quick thing and then we can move to CPC and then we can move into our review of slides and so forth. Because I think we covered everything else so far. Well, and board concerns and directives, so correspondence.
Yep, included in your packet was just one piece of correspondence I received from the Friends of, let's see if I can pull it up.
Yeah, we pull that up
Friends
too.
of Italian Americans.
Friends of Italian Americans.
Sent us a letter. Informing us of an RSA that, I believe states something about, Columbus Day.
It does, I'm just
Yeah,
trying to pull it
pull it
up
up.
now. Does
Yeah.
anyone have it open?
It's.
The letter or RSA.
Well, the letter, can someone
Yeah.
summarize it for the
Basically
record?
only call it Indigenous Peoples' Day, it's Columbus Day.
Yeah, because
Was
they're,
the gist of it.
right, they're referencing.
And there's
our-
a different day that is, I believe, Indigenous Peoples' Day.
Right, they're referencing RSA 2881. And by reference in HB 1014. They may not change, amend, or have other holidays added to them, and since Columbus Day was specifically listed, it cannot be referred to by any other name.
By any, is that municipal in school or I believe that
Um,
was a governmental authority?
Yeah, governmental authority seems like
All
that's
right,
all it could control.
all right, we noted for the record that we received that correspondence.
Sir,
Any other correspondence?
that's all I received.
Any other board concerns and directives?
Nope.
I have just something I'd like to say, and that
Sure.
is that. Throughout all of the budget period here, it's been a little hard on the town employees. And there have been individuals around town who have actually. I would say accosted our employees and said, we're gonna have your job and things like that. And I think that's very unfortunate. And I would ask everyone to use good judgment and be kind. Because we have 31,
31.
32 people and, they're good people. They work hard on behalf of the town. And it's important that we respect them. All of our employees. Because I think everybody's doing their part. And I would just say that, the disrespect that I've heard about is both unwarranted and uncalled for in every respected word.
Okay, I would agree with you, Dan. I would say that our town staff does a tremendous job. We don't have a lot of resiliency, i.e. if somebody gets sick, it's very hard to potentially keep an operation going because we don't have a bench, my way of looking at it, but we make do.
Mhm.
Okay,
Thank you.
anything else on board concerns and directives?
No.
Okay, so I think I've cleared everything before we get into the town meeting final arrangements with regard to the presentation. Everything left, except one thing left is community power update. Hi, Kim. I hear you want to talk to us
Yes.
about a decision.
Yes, thank you. But I'd also like to provide some historical context because since we've been started, so we started.
Kim's the chair, by the way, for the record. Kim Rawson's the chair of the Community Power Committee, which is a committee of the select board. It's an official, honest to goodness, real life.
It really exists, it's real, and
Committee,
you
yes.
are our bosses, so we're here. I did send a QR code. Is it possible for us to have that up on the screen for people, because it's a link to our website. I think I sent it, did you get it, Steve? If you could just take a minute and look, because it would be very helpful for people since it's been a while since, I think we've had a lot of new people move in and that's very exciting. So we want to take the time to educate people past them, everyone who already knows about our work, but also the newcomers to our community about what we're doing. We're very excited about what we're doing. So I'm gonna give a little historical context, talk about our recent happenings, and then also give the reasons why we would like to withdraw warrant article 18. And then I have with me Jason and Irit, who have some there's some really exciting things to talk about. Well, maybe not all of it, but some of it's exciting. So I'd like to give them a moment to speak as well. Did you find it,
I
Steve?
didn't see it.
No.
Did you send it to me?
I think so, yeah. I sent it to Kristen. I think I sent it to you.
Is
we've
it,
already-
is
yeah,
it just a link that I can go to?
Yeah, it's an image. So it's
So
an
it's
image.
QR
that you could-
code.
Yeah, it's a QR code.
We can put it on the town website too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, we can get to that later.
Mhm.
I just want people to be able to go to it because it's one-stop shopping. It has our minutes all the way back to 2020. So if anyone is interested in getting involved, then that's a great place for them to go. So in 2019, Governor Sununu signed a bill into law that allowed for the bulk purchase of electricity. At the same time, we had a small group of citizens here, residents, who started to come together in an ad hoc capacity as the Renewable Energy Committee. So in around 2020, we decided to pursue community power for Waterville Valley. And in 2023, we were successful in passing the Waterville Valley Community Power Plan. That power plan then went to the Public Utilities Commission and was approved in June of 2023. And in that plan, it allows for the bulk purchase of electricity, just like folks go to Costco to buy in bulk to save in their groceries. It allows for there to be a more competitive bid process so that you can pay less on your monthly electricity bill. It also, it allows for cost savings, and I want to make that very clear because that is probably the most exciting thing for everybody. If you've ever had a $500 electric bill in a month, you know the importance of saving electricity. But it also allows for people to purchase up to, if they choose, 100% renewable energy, which is very exciting for some people as well. There's a third aspect to it, which I'll get into in a little bit. So that passed in 2023, but we made a promise to ratepayers that we would not launch until we could save money. And around 2023, electricity rates dropped and were very, very affordable. Now, NHEC doesn't make money off of the electricity. So their business model is different. However, they do a great job of offering low rates. So we haven't been able to launch because we haven't been able to come in and save money, essentially. Between 2023 and 2025, our committee did a lot of research, and I want to give a shout out to some of the people sitting here. A lot of our committee is not here that has been very active in research. We've been the same group of 8 people together for about 6 years. These people are brilliant, and we have a wide variety of opinions and perspectives, and I really value the work that everyone brings. So I wanted to point that out. So we've come up with some great project ideas between 2023 and 2025. But something important happened in 2025 where we were able to pass another warrant article, which starts a reserve account. Now, this is probably another one, besides saving money, the other thing that gets me most excited about community power. We could, with our savings, vote, we could say, we're gonna save 1/10 of a kilowatt, 1/10 of a penny per kilowatt hour and put it into this reserve account. That reserve account is specific to energy projects that we will use here in this community. And so Jason's going to speak more to that in a few minutes, okay? So that was very successful, that passed. We also made a lot of progress on researching projects. So why I'm here, I think I've covered everything with our history. I don't want to forget the fact that we also went through a transition with our consultants. So we were formerly working with Standard Power. They were purchased by someone else and we lost the expertise. But we're happy to announce that Emily Mans left Standard Power and started her own firm. So we are now happy to be working with our Emily Mans of ECM Power, and we're very confident about the future of a successful launch. She's got some different ideas and she's more nimble and so
She named the company after herself?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Okay.
She's.
No, no,
she's-
I just.
Yeah, she did.
Stuck
She-
me,
She
yeah.
did, yeah. She's the most knowledgeable person
Mhm.
we've ever worked with on this. So she's fantastic. We're lucky to have her. So that happened. And we were very enthusiastic about an energy project, but I'm gonna let Irit speak to why that energy project is not happening in in this upcoming year. We found out there's some issues with the building that we were looking at, but it's still a possibility for the future. So Jason will speak to this particular project. The other issue, the reason we're here to give you another update is that we need to withdraw the warrant Article 18 because we know there's a delay on the project that we were thinking about. And then the language that we put forward is also problematic because it sounds like we're asking for another reserve account, but we're not. We have a reserve account. We're excited to launch community power and put money into that reserve account. We're not there yet. So those two reasons are why, with respect, we are asking to withdraw this warrant Article 18.
Okay, no, that's, and obviously, we have to discuss this now because when you came to us, we had already approved and we had a legal requirement to get the information out and published. And unfortunately, it did show up.
Yeah.
It is Article 18, that people will be voting on unless we table it, basically. So shall we talk about Article 18 and?
Yes,
Yeah.
if you want to, do you mind if they finish the history and where we stand? Because it does back warrant Article 18. And I also, or the removal of it. And I also just wanted to thank you for your time in consideration with both the warrant article and where we stand now. We've been watching, and we know that you all are handling a lot during this time. So thank you.
Yeah, sure, but if you could keep it to the
Well,
shorter
yeah,
version.
yeah,
if you
yeah,
could.
that's fine.
Thanks.
Yeah, Jason and then Aaron. Okay.
So, before I talk about the solar project, which I think is what you're referring to, I want to, first of all, we've talked about it and I've made 2 presentations, so I know I'm familiar with it. I want to, put what you said into a little bit of context, because I'm thinking about, the warrant article that we talked about and the reasons that Kim gave. But I think that we need to, I think there is a perception of what we are and what we do in the community, and there's what we actually are and what we actually do in the community. And in my assessment, we have a job to do now. The job is to work with ECM and negotiate the best deal we can for the price of energy in this community relative to what we would get today. So today we have a utility provider, they have a default rate, that's your rate. What we're going to do now is we're going to collectively negotiate. We may even negotiate with other towns to try to get a low kilowatt hour cost. So the average kilowatt hour cost, average kilowatt hour consumption, if you look at EIA, it's about 30 kilowatt hours a day that the average home uses. So 1 cent is worth $100 a year to one household based on that number. So what we want to do is get that number as low as we can and have that alongside the default rate so that everybody in this town understands that what we've done is negotiated on their behalf. That is what our job is. That's part of a larger mandate that we believe we have, which is to give our residents choice and agency over what they pay and how much they pay. And to me, the solar project is an extension of that. And so first, we've got to get this launched. We've got to get the negotiation completed so that the residents know what they're looking at in terms of their base cost versus what it would have otherwise been if we weren't there to do that for them. Dan?
Yeah, are you guys familiar with the situation down in Bow with the Community Power Coalition?
We're not with them.
Okay, so this, just
And-
for everyone's sake, the situation there. The Community Power Coalition is doing very similar things to what you guys are trying to do here and accomplish. They ended up losing $8 million. And a lot of residents are actually switching back and so
Yeah.
forth.
Can I answer that, please?
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
jump in. So the Community Power Coalition that you're referring to, they use a completely different business model. And so that is a problematic, and they're also in a different territory, Dan. So if you're in Eversource territory, if you're in Liberty territory, you're gonna have a completely different market. So this is not a risk to people here because you can opt out at any time. So I want to make that very clear. You can opt out at any time. And we're also in co-op territory. So co-op they're already coming in low. And we're not with that coalition. We're with ECM Power. And what we're doing, if Mark was here, he would tell you, the town does the exact same thing. When the electricity that's fueling our lights right now.
Yeah, we go out and,
It's the exact same thing.
yeah,
I understand that there's been some things that have happened, but that's not who we're
Good.
marketing with. And it's by state law. It's by state law in our plan.
Yeah, I
Everybody's by
understand. You're
state
not
law
the same
that-
as them.
that-
can I just, time out,
Yeah,
okay?
but people can opt out at any time.
Thank you. I don't want to discuss the whole program. We have to get through preparations for town meeting. What I really want you guys to do is tell us why you want to table
Yeah.
Article 18.
I just repeat the
Well,
two reasons if you want. Do you want
And
me to
we-
repeat?
Well, I'll tell you my
Yeah,
reason.
yeah.
Is that when we're able to negotiate this rate, we will understand what
I got
what we
that,
can allocate to the reserve fund.
right.
It will also enable us to learn more about different types of grants that we can get to fund the solar program. And so that we will be in a better position to justify the warrant article
Okay.
that we're asking than we are right now. And that, to me, is the reason that we're asking.
Okay, so since we haven't pulled the trigger and enacted our program, we're still waiting for the rate to be at a rate that allows us to save money. It's too early to go forward with this warrant article at this time. Do I have it?
Yes, and I think the
Okay.
town will understand it better and they will be more receptive to it. Having had these other things been accomplished and be able to see it in that context. That's
Right.
what we
And,
believe.
and we can discuss, once you folks think it's the time to pull the trigger, that's when we can discuss the pros and cons of doing that and some of the issues that have arisen in other towns who did keep on saying pull the trigger, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying, that we've gone ahead and decided to implement the program, which right now is an opt-out program. Okay, I think we got that. Is there any other reason you want to tell us why you want us to table that article?
There's another thing that we
Please, come on up.
we touched on.
Just so you know.
I'm Erin Levy, a resident. So timing is the other reason we need to postpone this ask. And why?
Mhm.
The project that we're referring to is the solar project on the DPW garage.
Right,
We understand that. The public needs to understand. We were ready to do the budget,
we can do a presentation to discuss it. It's a slimmed down
we're-
version of
we're
what
just-
you had talked
we're
about, right?
ready. The DPW garage roof has leaks. We did not know that at the time we started with the solar research, okay? The roof, as long as it has leaks, it cannot have solar arrays installed. That's very simple. We're not shovel ready to start the project, so we have to wait and maybe ask for the 25K maybe next year.
Okay,
So that's a very solid reason to
all right.
postpone.
I hear two reasons. Is there anything else you guys want to say before we discuss it? So guys, what do you want to do? You want to table it?
Sounds like we should.
Yeah, I think we should table it. All right, so during town meeting, I think we'll just go ahead and table it and then move on to the next article.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank
You
you
have
for your
something,
time.
Jen?
We appreciate all of you.
May
Yeah,
I
no,
just-
thank you.
Make one comment.
Yeah,
I have been working with Emily and the co-op on trying to get some data over to her, and in my last correspondence with her, and I've been a little delayed because there's been a lot going on, but I think things are moving along. She's getting the information that she needs. But I asked her in terms of the cost share component, if we were able to take a portion of the kilowatt rate and have it. Yeah, I did ask her if she could give me some advice on that topic in terms of how how towns that she works with
Right.
actually create a fund for those contributions. And she said that she can't give advice on this topic, but suggested me to the New Hampshire Municipal Association. I was a little irked by that, so I pushed back, and this was about 3 weeks ago. She did say that she would do a little investigation on how that does get established.
We'll pursue it.
Yeah, because I did ask our auditor and he said he wasn't sure. He doesn't have any clients, any towns of his that are clients that participate. in
so
a
we'll go
program like
into the
this.
CRF that we've already established last year.
I don't think it can.
Okay. we need to
Based on
figure
some
that out.
restrictions, but if
Right,
you're able
okay.
to talk to Emily and maybe push that forward, I'd be interested to learn what we can do from a funding or from a.
Okay,
Yeah, she's very responsive to email.
Yeah.
And phone
All right.
calls. Thank you.
no, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you coming out in force. And as I said, we'll discuss it in greater detail when the time comes. Could you please let Patty know that we'll be
Oh,
tabling
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Article 18?
This is what it looks like. Like it was a large.
Can
We
you
can-
flip that back to me? So I
Yeah,
can-
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, we can at this point, we can just connect it to you have a page or a link
Yeah.
on the,
Yeah.
like
it's
other
already-
departments. So you just need to attach,
Yeah.
need to attach it to this one. Okay,
Yes, thank you so much.
all right.
Okay.
Thank you again, guys. Okay, I think that covers everything we wanted to cover before we go into slides.
Do we want to just do calendar review first? and
We can,
Get it off the
sure.
docket, and then we
Yeah,
only have.
It may
flex
change
left.
too after slides, but fair enough.
Oh, yeah.
So we have our meeting tomorrow. It's actually a non-public meeting at 9 AM here. Of course, annual town meeting coming up on the 10th at 6 PM in the gymnasium. The planning board's meeting on the 12th at 8:30 AM. And between then and now, we will have to move on appointments to the planning board. We will do that the night of town meeting, once that meeting is over. We will then go ahead and appoint people so they'll be ready to go on the 12th when the planning board has its meeting on the at 8:30, unless you guys want to get together on the 11th to do that,
Which we might be anyway.
which we may end up doing anyway, right? Yeah, you're very optimistic today. Yeah, yeah, why not? We might just combine it all in one. And then our next regular select board meeting, at least at this point, is on the 18th at 3 PM. Here, and now we also got the 19th.
The 19th.
19th laid on from 9 to 5.
Yep.
And this will also be a non-public for interviews.
Yep.
And then if possible, well, if needed, at 6 PM, we will have the reconsideration of the reconsideration. Whatever proper wording is, I apologize, it's just escaping me at the moment. 6 PM at town, at the elementary school gymnasium. And that's just penciled in for now.
I think you got it all.
Did we get it all?
I think
Did
so.
we get it all?
So,
Okay, very good. So that just leaves us with, well, we do have, I think, we do want to go into non-public, but we gotta go through all this first, I think.
There may be portions of this that we'll need to talk about.
All right, well, we'll have to keep a note of it and then go into non-public and then come out.
Yep.
Okay, so, let's talk about our presentation and town meeting. Wendy, if you would just carry on from here, I think. Stop with.
sure. Do we have someone lined up to do the pledge?
We don't, that was an ask for Patty. I guess Patty has typically worked at the school to try to identify someone.
Right, usually the same person who does it on Monday, does it on Tuesday as well,
Okay,
I believe.
okay. So,
It's usually a student
Oh,
who leads the Pledge of Allegiance.
oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so you check with Patty on that?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. And then,
Introduction.
I was looking through these, and I know we had talked about that we don't need to read the warrant articles, but shouldn't we have the warrant article verbiage posted somewhere? Like posted in the slides? I know that everyone will have it in their report. But I thought we had said we were gonna have the verbiage for the warrant articles on the slides.
if that's something you'd like, we could do that. That's gonna double the length probably of the slide deck presentation in terms of number of slides. I was thinking of having a Word document, the actual warrant as a Word document available. Because if
Oh,
if
as a
edits,
handout?
well, as,
To be able to put up in case it needs to be
Oh,
changed.
yeah.
And
Oh,
then the changes could be seen.
But if you think it's important to include it in the slide deck too, I mean, it's,
I guess I'm just so used to it being everywhere, whether we're reading it and it's up there and it's just hammered for everyone.
as we go through it, let's see if it makes sense as we continue to go through these slides, because I've done a couple of things that are a little different with
Mhm.
combining like the bond, you'll see the bonded
Yeah, yeah.
articles. And if you think that it makes sense to put all of the language up there, we can certainly include it.
Okay.
It might read a little wonky.
Yeah, I was asking Rich, noting that we had talked about previously that we don't have to read the warrant
Yeah,
language, but I had thought that there would be up on the screen, the actual warrant language.
I think we had talked about on the screen or referring to the actual language in the
In
in the
report.
report. I think we can do it either way. I honestly didn't remember what Patty had recommended, if she had picked one or the other.
Oh, okay, I wasn't aware she was in on the,
Because she was the one who told us that we don't have to regurgitate
okay,
the full warrant language, and that instead we can say, and we can introduce it and refer to up on the screen or in town report. We'll need to check that with Patty. Do you have a preference?
I mean, like I was just saying, I think I'm used to it being everywhere, both us reading it and it being on. The
Yeah,
screen,
no, that's
and,
true.
And
That's
I
true.
I would hate for anyone to feel like we're trying to pull the wool over their eyes by not putting that language
I,
up.
yeah, I think it needs to be on the screen as a minimum somehow, because once folks start making amendments and things, it gets very complicated to try and keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we will have on the screen the presentation, but not the warrant article.
But
So
I
that would
mean, the
take
warrant
a-
article text,
That would take a second,
because people are
that
going
what
to,
asking for a second, or have it up when we do the discussion.
yeah, can they be side by side or?
Or we have it up when we do the discussion. Steve, I know you had thought about this, you had mentioned. it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, just as we go through the flow of this, though. If you want to integrate the full language of every warrant article, I'm gonna need we're gonna have to discuss how to do that, because as you'll see with Article 3 here, we have multiple slides,
Yeah.
Right, but it just,
so.
even myself looking through it, it kind of takes me aback saying, okay, but wait, what are we saying here precisely? And I know what we're saying. I mean, I very much know it, but I think just having that language there, just for everyone to
Right.
be fully on the same page.
Right, I'm just trying to see, yes.
See how it gets
Megan,
moved
but,
over.
yeah.
Since we have two TVs or projector TVs, right, if I remember correctly, so we have two screens on either side of the room. What if we did the presentation on one, and then if Katie's gonna have on her laptop the Word document, what if she's connected to the other one? So the Word document of the warrant is up.
It
and
works
you
if
also-
everyone can see both screens, right? The reason we had two screens is to cover wherever people were seeing. I don't think it's a bad suggestion. I'm just pointing out why we have two screens.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting over here, you may not be able to see one of the screens, so you look at the other. Or do we just put it up? I mean, the way it would work is, Patty will ask for, we'll go to an article, say, Article 3. Is there a motion on article, and then, we were gonna say at that, instead of regurgitating the full article, we were gonna say,
We will
some
now
version.
consider Article 3. Do I hear a motion?
Right, I think Patty said we could say that.
Yep.
And so, once we say that, and then, okay, the motion happens, the seconding happens, and then I think Patty says, is there presentation?
Yep.
Basically, and then the presentation begins.
I understand the board has a brief presentation.
Right, that's how we've done it in the past. So the question is there a way we can project the article while I'm trying to remember what we did in the past, or can we at that point simply refer to page, in the town report, please, while we're doing that, while we're having the discussion and moving through all these slides, please refer to page 24.
Yeah.
In this case, Article 3, page 23 for the exact language of the article.
Right, but at the point when which Patty asks, well, do we have a motion on article, whatever it is?
Right.
At that point, the language could go up on the screens.
It-
And then we could
it
say, we're
could.
gonna make so I don't think it would add a whole lot more time. I just think it would increase. I
Okay,
just don't want people to think.
but then it
we're
will
trying
come
to
down,
change-
right? Because then the screen would have the presentation.
Right, and we could always go back to it if someone says, hey, what was that language? And I mean, of course, they have the language in their books.
Right, we
But
should
I
refer
just-
to it anyway, in case people,
Well, yes,
Yeah,
and that
that's in
too,
the books,
and that would
right.
take another few seconds, so that'd be that much longer that it would be
Right.
up on the screen.
The presentation last year did not have the full warrant article language for every article. For the bonded articles, it did. But towards the end, when we start talking about special warrant articles, leases for plow trucks.
Oh, well, that I understand,
yeah,
yeah, the
we can
leases,
shift to
whatever.
that.
But
Yeah,
you're
we
thinking
can shift to
the
that.
big
For the significant
operating
ones.
budget, the
Yeah,
petitioned article,
yeah,
yeah,
again, it's just the
that makes sense.
transparency,
Right.
just so everyone, just so we know.
all the
we're
bond
not trying to
articles.
Pull anything.
I think Patty also wanted those, she wanted to be able to show to the people any amendments,
Right,
right, on the screen
That was my
And
plan
that
with the
was-
Word document.
with the Word
I didn't
document.
want to amend the PowerPoint presentation.
Because we don't know what those
Right.
amendments are, but we have a way to present.
What
So-
the amended language would be on a Word document that Katie will keep
Right.
track of.
So what we would do then is we put it up. Then we'd take it down, do the presentation, and then put it back up again.
Yeah.
On the Word document for any amendments that could be
Right.
added.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're talking about.
That was my thought process.
yeah,
Okay, so then we do want to have at least some of these, the major ones at the top. We do want to have the warrant article language.
All right,
Yeah.
then as we go through this, just let me know the placement, what you think the best placement.
just in the
would be.
beginning,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
So Article 3, so when I make a motion or any of us make a motion. With that truncated language, the article can go up.
Right.
And it stays there until presentation. Presentation slides go up. Then Patty will call for a discussion, at which point it goes back up via a Word document so that it could be amended.
Only if it is amended.
Only if it is,
Yeah,
only if it is amended, but I think Patty wanted to have that so that people could see it.
you can do that.
As the process was going, because you can have amendments to amendments.
Right,
So someone will make an amendment and then Patty, I think Patty's idea was, let's see what it looks like. So
Yep.
everyone can see the amendment and then you vote on the, amendment, or someone might want to say, I want to amend the amendment, so it could get
So
drawn out.
if we look at the sketch,
Confusing.
Yeah,
page 4 would be the language for warrant article 3,
yes,
and then page 5 would be what you're seeing as page 4 right now.
right,
Okay,
the numbers are there, they're very faint.
oh, okay. Oh, there they are, look, these teeny tiny numbers. Right, so you would insert it, yeah, you would insert it there.
I think that would make sense.
okay.
Yeah, so let's plan on doing that until we get to an article where we say, no, we don't need to do that anymore.
Yeah,
And we should also refer to the page number in the town report for people who may not be able to see the screen.
is that something that could be in our script? So say I want to move whatever Article 3 as seen in the town report on page.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
I
blah.
think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Steve, is that, I think we had looked at some language. But when when the motion is made, it could refer to the page in the town report that it's on. So it's very clear.
Yeah.
So what was the language I think we were playing around with? That truncated language?
1 second, I'm trying to,
Yep, no, go
trying
ahead.
to keep up. Rick.
No, keep writing, sorry.
Okay, so you're suggesting in the script to have just a
So when we make the motion, what does it say? Instead of regurgitating the whole thing?
Motion says. I move Article 4 as written in the warrant.
On
Put the-
page.
I'll put the page number,
Yeah.
right? On page, as written in the warrant, or as written on page 23 of the warrant. So we just add the page numbers. That will take care of
Yeah,
the book. They'll see it, come down, then they'll see it again as
Yeah.
we're discussing and voting on it. But you may have to put the slide, a slide back up because someone might refer back to
right.
the presentation and want to see a slide again, what have you. But we're also gonna have the presentation and handouts too, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So they'll have the ability to look at the slides in written form as well.
Yep.
I think that kind of covers it
Yeah.
all. I mean.
Yeah, that was the main concern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay, so we get Article 3. So I think here, the idea is that, I think we worked on some of the script, but I think what you see here is that basically this is when Dylan gets up and starts talking about the presentation, and you can see the slides. These will be the slides that Dylan will be talking to on page, what is now page 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You guys want to review those and see if there's anything. And Dylan, if there's anything you want to say at this point while we're looking, the first
Well-
one is just sort of a background, right? It's
Do you want to say funded by the Clean Water? It's funded in great part by the Clean Water Act, but the town did have skin in the game back then.
Well, I mean, the only reason they built this plant was because of the Clean Water Act.
Yeah.
They would have just put septic systems in.
yeah, they're just talking about funded though.
Funded, it's not solely. funded
Primarily,
by-
funded primarily by,
Yeah, primarily, would be good.
you have a primarily,
That's fine, yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
You let Steve
I,
change the slide.
on slide 4.
Yep.
It's really important that we emphasize that second paragraph. That we have on there, which is that
Yeah.
the approval. Lets us, pursue additional funding and that we're actively doing that now.
That is a call out to page 6, slide 6.
On the first slide.
Or,
of the
You're talking about this paragraph
Yeah.
here? Yes, then on slide 6, that's what the whole slide is
Oh.
about.
okay.
So this was meant just to be an introductory.
Steve.
I haven't gotten to 6 yet.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Pass down.
Thanks, Lynn.
Okay.
So on that first slide, they wanted to change it, where it says funded by the Clean Water Act, change it to funded.
Primarily.
One funded.
Primarily,
Primarily.
just primarily. First sentence, second sentence starts with built. So funded primarily or primarily funded, whichever your preferred,
Got it.
okay, then,
Which page are you on?
so that was page 4,
Okay.
That was the
4.
introduction. right? So then Dylan will continue on, he'll talk about work to date. I think we were all in agreement that we wanna bring down that long public hearing we had,
Right,
but not without the technical documents and stuff.
Right.
I think we had talked, Dylan, prior to this meeting that we could have some of the handouts available
Yes.
for that, for people who didn't make that meeting.
Yep.
So that could be a part on the table there, so we should bring a bunch of those. So if anyone wanted to see the whole
Not the
presentation,
whole presentation. We're gonna do the 2-page document that we provided.
Right, because all we can.
what did we provide last time?
2-pager.
It was a 2-pager?
Yeah, the whole presentation was like, what?
Oh, that's right,
50
that's
pages.
right.
70.
Right.
That's right, I'm
Very,
sorry.
very long.
Sorry, strike that, right. Right.
Maybe you can do it if you want, but that.
No, we don't wanna, I don't wanna print all of that.
Okay.
I think if it's necessary, I mean, you'd have the ability to throw in throw that up there if you wanted, if you're
Yeah.
got a question, you wanna refer to something that is on a slide from that presentation, you can pull that up
Fair enough.
at your
I
convenience.
don't even, fair, this is just my. opinion
Yeah,
of it.
go
I
for
don't think that anything that's gonna be brought up is gonna sway the conversation one way or the other, or for me to have to
No.
refer back to it.
Not for the technical stuff, I doubt it.
Yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then this whole thing
Well,
has gone way off. the
Yeah,
rails.
well, I'm gonna rephrase. I have an idea, but I'll think about that. But generally, that would appear to be a good assumption. Okay. So the slide 5, on page 5, I don't know if it's slide 5, I guess is a better way to pronounce it. Anyone, everybody's good with that one?
Yep.
We make a note. Want to come back to that at another
Yep.
time.
Got it.
All right, so then the next one is, I think what you were getting at,
Right. I
Dan, why
believe
we need to
that,
do
and I've
this?
been asked by some folks in town who are actually concerned citizens, if you will, that they were kind of unaware that we're actually already pursuing other, funding sources and whatever we can to try and reduce the cost of this. So I really think it's important for us to convey, if you will, that we've already begun this process. And we're not there. It's a process. It's going to take time.
Well, and.
I think people hear the big number. And then they close their ears and they don't hear the rest of it.
Right.
And the fact is that, as you stated, so aptly in the other meeting, that we don't intend on sitting on that big number. We're gonna work to reduce that.
Right.
And so I think that that's an important message that needs to
Okay.
be, if you will, rebroadcast to the town.
So I think in that regard, if you look at the first bullet, and you're not gonna read the bullets, right? You're just gonna talk to
We're
the
gonna
bullets. No one
speak
likes
to
to
the
sit there
topic.
and watch somebody read the bullets that's on a
Right.
PowerPoint in front of them. That's not a good technique.
Right.
But you can, when you're talking to that bullet, you can certainly start off by saying, talking about, how we have secured, or maybe Steve, you can jump in at this point and say, to date, we've got X percent, loan forgiveness from the state. You can talk very briefly about the revolving fund, right? And what that means in terms of the financing, because that's what Dan is talking about. And then you could make the point that it's critical for securing loans and or maybe Steve, this is a slide you speak to, because this isn't really a technical slide. I leave it up to you two guys to decide
And
more
believe-
comfortable.
And I could be wrong. Check on the set. I believe that 2-pager has that information broken out inside of it already.
Good.
Meaning, we already talked about how we're eligible for CWSRF, loan forgiveness.
Right.
State aid grant.
Right.
Right.
And how that's predicated on the $42 million earlier authorization,
And let
right?
me just mention one other thing.
Yeah.
Recently, I had a conversation with a taxpayer. And they kept mentioning the fact that when the project cost was $117 million. And that's what we're going to spend. I said, no. I want to make sure that this is clear to everybody. And I know the board makes this clear, but I think this is the point we need to reiterate time and time again, because I think people just aren't absorbing it.
That's my
You're
point.
asking for an authorization.
Yeah.
Right.
You're not telling people that this is what we're going to spend on this project.
Right.
Yeah.
This is what the cost estimate is from the engineering firm in the current.
Based on the current engineering
That's right.
plan before us and the worst case.
Right.
Scenario.
That's free any
Right.
modification to what was suggested or
Right.
around in value engineering and so on.
Which is
and so
still
on.
ongoing,
I
right?
just want to make sure, again, as
Well,
you're
Dylan,
aware.
I think Steve, you can,
one of us, whoever reads, whoever talks to the slide can really highlight that second sentence, or actually the title of the slide that says what approval of this authorization does.
Yeah,
And we can,
absolutely.
you can bring
But
that
you know
out.
what? I think every single slide,
This-
say it,
yeah,
say it until it becomes a joke.
yeah.
Not, because it's not a joke,
I know what you
but
mean, though.
so
Yeah.
so
It's
that
funny that
everyone.
just keep on
You
saying
just
it.
gotta keep on,
Yeah,
because you gotta
right.
just
Yeah,
hammer
make
it,
sure they
because
heard it.
people aren't hearing it and everything, it's true.
And it's not
They
just
say
the
it is.
authorization to bond, it's the authorization to go after grants. It's
Exactly.
the authorization
Right.
to go after congressionally directed spending.
Yes.
Maximize our potential
Right.
return.
Right.
And I think that's the bottom line why we're asking now for it.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we now have a plan, we've got a estimate. I won't call it a solid estimate, but an estimate based on that plan. I mean, it is solid in the sense it's a band of likely costs. And therefore, based on that, we have some solid metrics to bring forward to anybody we are asking for money, whether it's a loan forgiveness, grants, whatever.
One other thing I think, just for consideration, we'll see what the three of you think that sitting here now, I think we should probably add to this is mentioning that the reason why we need to get this authorization now is not only because of construction, but we can't go out to bid if we don't have the funding.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So, I mean, construction is kind of irrelevant. If we can't get authorization to even borrow this money, we can't,
Right.
award a bid.
I think that could be mentioned as well. I mean, we just can't do it on the spot.
Right.
We've got to have it all set up ahead of time.
And obviously,
Right.
a lot of these funding sources are going to take time
Right,
before
So
we even
much
find
time.
out.
right.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, as an example.
Even though we're only bidding, what, in 29 or is it 28?
27.
We are gonna bid in
Yeah,
27?
spring of 27.
Okay,
So we only
Okay.
have basically a year to get funding sources.
get all this lined up.
Yeah, in Wafia, as an example, that can take in excess of a year. So,
Right, we need to move now.
yeah,
We need to get this authorization so that we can move now. Because we have to go out to bidding. We're planning to go out to bid in the spring of 27.
right.
And
And start construction in fall, spring of 28.
yeah, that's what I was thinking
Yeah.
of, starting to construct. That's what I meant to say was. Yeah,
Well, and even the congressionally directed spending,
Right.
when I was watching the informational video, just the shutdown that happened is
Right.
affecting things, and who knows what the
Right.
federal government will go through
Right.
that will impact us, and so we are at the mercy of so many other factors.
Which
So
is
true.
Wafia, USDA,
Yeah.
it's all these federal.
Every-
right, both the federal,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right?
But even
That's really
impacts the
who we're
state.
looking at, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
CDS.
Yep.
WFIA
yeah,
and USDA, they're all federal,
right.
Yeah.
And to Steve's point, it also affects the state because the
Yeah.
state gets the money from the federal government.
right? And we've tapped out the state
Yes,
at this point, right?
CWSRF.
That's tapped out. That's what you mentioned at the front. That is tapped out.
You're right.
They made
SAG
that
is
quite
not.
plain,
They have state aid grant opportunities still though.
right? But we will be competing with. Okay,
Think
So,
optimistic.
are we good with the slide as is and the discussion that I think either you
Yeah.
guys can tag team it or one or the other?
Yeah.
Want to talk about the financing?
Yep, I already put a note in.
Okay. So warrant article 3, I think people are gonna wanna know, this is shifting now from actually the warrant article to what we're projecting as the costs for it. These next two actually speak more to that than actual warrant article itself. So this will give people our latest estimates.
yep, all the money that we're not gonna spend,
Well, some of which.
some that we'll spend. but
Right.
Yes.
I think, I'd like to come back to this one too.
Okay.
But that's all, that was the purpose of this. And I think you're just gonna talk through this. I mean, you're gonna hold off on the questions until you finish. I think that's the way to do this. I think you need
Yeah.
to get through the whole discussion.
Yeah.
And then Patty opens it up. Okay, is there a discussion on Article 3?
Yep.
All right, and then, this is replicated from the presentation with the 3 scenarios based on a whole bunch of assumptions. I think, I thought this would be good in here because I do think we need to find out as a board, is there a preferred scenario from the town at this point?
Exactly.
I think I mentioned at our public hearing that we're leaning strongly towards scenario 3.
Right.
But that means we start collecting taxes next year.
Yeah.
We don't know quite how much, but if you look at this,
Significant.
we're talking a
This
significant amount of money starting next year.
this modeling was based off collecting $2 million
Right.
a year starting
This year.
this year.
Yeah,
And that's already not
Quickly
happening.
sailed.
Yeah.
Right, so, well, again, we'll have to again, these are just models. But
Yep.
obviously, whether it's gonna be 2 million more or less, we'll have to decide as we get better idea of what kind of funding perhaps, assistance we'll get and so forth.
I think, like we
Yeah.
spoke about before, I think the big thing to highlight on this obviously is the blue line. And that is not a preferred method.
That is not a
Right.
preferred, and I don't wanna get hung up, I know people will, but. The numbers are important, but they're not. They're not the gist of what we really need to know from the
Right.
town at this point, is
Right.
like, these are the three scenarios, which one does the town? Think we ought to pursue?
And realistically, out of those three, there's still the three worst case scenarios.
They are.
They're still,
Right.
all three are still, and that could be made by. Either one of you, but I am a little concerned that this could get. Just,
I know.
the numbers I know are eye-watering, as I've said in another venue, but.
What we're seeing here is an effort to put cash at this project come 2030, 2031.
Right,
Will have a positive outward impact no matter what,
right,
meaning that it'll lower the debt service payment in the outward years from 2031 to
right,
2061
right.
Yeah.
Like $2.50 or more.
or
right?
more. Yeah,
Yeah, or less. Well, it's worst case. Anyway, so I think we're all in agreement. We're all good with that.
Yeah.
That's the point. Okay, so, I think that's done with Article 3. Now, I think. It's still unclear to me. I think Patty wants to move this discussion till after we discuss the other bond articles, right?
I thought so.
Isn't that what she said at the last meeting? But we have to introduce it first because it's the biggest, so we need to clear that up,
On
like we got a
Friday.
note on.
Yeah.
On Friday.
Yeah.
So this happens whenever it happens. It just stands there alone, so we'll move to Articles 4 through 9. Now, I
I
think.
wanted to get
Go
the
ahead.
board's opinion on this slide,
Mm-hmm,
because I kind of lumped these, 5 articles together
mm-hmm.
in showing one total dollar amount for the
Mhm.
road and sewer project.
No, I think people appreciate that.
And then, I'll turn to Megan to kind of give, to start giving the presentation on slide 11. So she has 2 slides.
Or time, side 10. you
Oh,
mean.
I'm sorry. My slide 10 and 11. And then what I can do is.
So you'll introduce 9, you basically set it up.
Yep,
That the next number of articles are these 5 articles. This is what they're about. This is the total cost. We will now move, and then look at Patty said, let's move to the first article. So she'll ask for a motion for Article
well,
4.
not quite.
Not quite.
No,
You want Megan to do these 2 first?
Yep, Megan has 2 kind of.
Oh, right, I see,
intro slides With the
Okay.
town map,
So it just gives everyone the current situation and planning.
correct.
Okay, no, that's good.
Question, why do you have 7 million? And the 226. Line. Includes water and sewer, 7 million. Yeah, we have on the top, 7,381,000. On the other chart,
I think those are rounding.
chart 9 versus 11.
We can make that the
Can you
same.
just round, Megan, in your spreadsheet?
You have 7. Dan is asking why isn't the
The
number,
Exact number, but yeah.
Yeah.
why you can, why don't you
Yeah.
say 7.4?
The problem is that people will spot that and then we'll
Right.
spend the next 2 hours discussing
Yeah,
Right.
what $381,000 is.
and technically it isn't money spent, it's money,
This is where it's not road Boulder Path, right?
Mhm.
well, it's
No,
it's
this is
all,
the
it's the
whole
whole,
side.
all the 5,
That were for those.
including the sewer.
warrants.
So,
Yeah,
I mean, that slide Megan put in, like I talked to her ahead of time, I said, why is that slide there? I didn't see it before. It was to respond to a resident's
Yeah.
question about, what have we done so far? And how does that, to get context of
Yep.
what we're asking for in 2026.
Yep.
So these are all approximate too. I mean, we didn't spend exactly $3 million.
right.
So I mean, that does leave us open,
Put
to
a
rid of, the little tilde.
tilde before that, Before
Yeah,
those
the little
numbers, if you
approximation
will.
sign.
Yeah, or the A sign, the at sign, or a little tilde, either one. Approximately 3.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't even have to put I would just write it out, approximately 3 million, approximately 1.7 million, 7.4 million
Right,
Yeah.
for the money. And I wouldn't call it money spent because the 7.4 hasn't been spent.
right.
So money allocated. or money, the first two are actually spent, the third one
Uh,
is, right?
We didn't.
Oh, no, we
spend-
haven't spent it
We
all.
didn't spend the 20.
Yeah, allocated might work then.
Literally just like that money.
Well, we gotta,
Funding appropriated.
funding, yeah, maybe instead of money,
Approximate cost.
well,
Or authorization.
authorization, it's what we were authorized. They're really three different categories. One is money that was authorized and spent. One is money that's authorized that we're still spending, and the third one is what we're asking for now. So that's why I had some issues with this slide, frankly, to begin with.
What are lane miles versus?
Well, that's the other thing. We're gonna get hooked into, I said,
road
I still don't like
miles?
this slide, is what I'm saying. You know,
I'm-
I mean, I can have this printed off for myself, so if the question comes up again, I can just respond.
Yeah, I think that, can I just
Pretty
say
sure the
something?
question will come up.
I think people want to know, one, how many miles of roads do we have? Two, how many miles of roads have we already paved? Three, how many miles
Which
of
is on
roads
your
do we still have to pave?
Yeah, so that's hard to answer because you have lane miles, which is 2 lanes of road, right? So it's one way and then the other way, and then you have the actual length of the road. And then you have sidewalks, so the multi-use path is incorporated into the lane miles. Go ahead.
but not the road length.
but not
People
the
don't
road.
think about lane miles. People think about road miles.
Yeah, I don't even like the slide. I haven't from the
I mean,
beginning.
people don't think, it's just they don't. I mean, your brain doesn't say, I'm counting this half of the road and separate from that
I-
half. We count it as
I
the
wanna leave
road
it,
is 5 miles long or 2 miles long.
Just leave it up
It's just-
completely.
leave it out.
It's how we're accustomed to it, right?
But I understand the thinking that it does show a
Yeah.
beefier project, you know.
For
it's-
you, that matters.
Well, I mean, in theory, for people it should, but it probably doesn't.
I think instead of that particular, chart that you have,
I'll just
you,
have it.
you could have the map, but you can have a bullets. To date, we've spent approximately $3 million from 2022 to 2024 for however we want to express it. Lane miles, people won't understand that. On,
Can you refer to the colors in any way?
yeah,
With the lines, like.
you
know,
can, you should be able to,
For the blue shows.
right.
On the
Yeah.
town road map, Megan, we can work the slide before that. I can just build in some comments into your notes with whatever you wanna say with respect to the costs.
Right,
I will just print this off, and if the question comes up, I'll address it.
Well,
No, I think you tell 'em.
I think it's okay to tell
Tell
them how
'em,
many miles.
But not
we
with
have.
that chart.
It's
That,
just-
that just
well, but
gets
yeah,
too
so just
confusing.
going to that town road map, so green, completed since 2022, X amount expected.
Right,
And then
that's
yellow,
all,
Blah, blah, blah. blah.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
And I don't think people are necessarily concerned whether it's a multi-use path or a sidewalk, just how much do we spend to fix because the road's all encompassing, right? I think people think of it in terms of sidewalk or like, how much have we spent so far on improving our roads? We spent between 22 and 24, we spent
$3 million.
about $3 million. And you can say, as Wendy was saying, that is, the color coded map shows what that is, right? That is the green, right? In 2025, we have been authorized, whatever it was, we now,
1.86.
well, that's what we have
For
now,
Boulder Path.
right?
It was authorized 1.8 something.
1.86 for Boulder Path.
Right. For Boulder Path, and that is, obviously, you can look at it and say that is,
Half a mile.
well, it's yellow.
that's the yellow. No, I would just say the yellow.
Yeah, I think people they'll know what road it is and they'll be able.
You don't have to
picture it
give
in
them,
their mind.
the mile is not necessary, it's just for Boulder Path. Already authorized this amount,
We got it.
and that's coming this
Mhm.
year, and then this is the ask this year. 7.4 million for all for what you see in
Purple
purple,
and red.
purple and red, right?
Yep.
Engineer, because that's combination engineering and construction, that's it. That, I think, and so you have that to the left of that graphic.
Yeah, that map's great.
Yeah. Yeah,
Are you good with
I
that?
think it shows.
I
that-
like the map. I think people want a sense of, if you will, what the percentage we have remaining to do is,
It's hard.
if you will. So if you will, after all of this, if you add these numbers up, subtract them up from the number of miles of roads, which
Well,
is
it's,
what,
it's
right
the
around
blue.
8 miles.
It's the blue that's left. It's,
Right.
yeah, I don't know, you know. I mean, I guess we can put miles in there, but
It's just, whether it's, if we were to say, if we do everything on this page, we still have 22% left to do.
Yeah.
That is, you know, it conveys something to the voters that, oh, we still have more work to do. That this, you know, what this appropriation will not actually, you know, achieve the full task.
I think we can combine it then. We can say that the remaining roads after this authorization are indicated in blue and they total, I just gave them the road lengths.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They total whatever,
Because some of these we're
2.3
just putting
miles.
engineering on this year, and so. You know, there'll be an additional appropriation needed.
Next year, but see, that's where you gotta be
Next
careful
year.
because you can't, it's not just the blue then it's
Right, it's blue plus purple,
red.
or
blue
blue
plus red.
plus
blue plus
blue
red,
plus red, sorry.
right,
It makes purple.
that's true. I think what we're saying is turn this chart into bullets and turn it into language.
And the picture's perfect. I
And
think
leave the
I
picture.
think it says.
Yeah, I like.
the
And if
vast
anyone
majority
wants
of what
to, anyone wants to
Well,
question it, they can,
My point was that that picture is identical to the slide before.
right?
So why don't we just put in your notes what you want to speak to based off their guidance? Miles, money's already spent, and projects for outward years.
Yeah,
right?
this can all be one
It
slide.
could all be one slide.
Yeah, you
Yes,
got it.
it can be
Yeah,
on one slide.
Yeah. That'll work.
All right,
All right,
so
so
then
at that point,
I
we're
will
done with the
intro-
general.
I'll introduce another slide in between the town roadmap slide and Article 4 that has the exact language to Article 4.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right, and then you, right.
Yep.
And then Patty will call for a motion.
Yep.
On Article 4. Someone will read the motion, someone will second it, and then she'll call for discussion.
Yep.
Right, is that Article 4?
how do we feel about slide for Article 4?
Can you point something on our floor?
Yep.
The only thing that could be an issue is where it's an adjoining road. Because technically Sylvan Lane is an adjoining road and it is not a town road.
Adjoining town roads?
I'm just saying for
Yeah.
the sake of that, because.
Yep, no, we put a adjoining town road,
Got it.
town roads,
That's fine. I just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
because It's,
right,
Jazinski's broken out for sewer. So
right,
just so people don't.
Right.
Just to save the conversation from happening. That's
right. Okay, no, that'll work. So then Patty makes that call for a motion, one of us seconds. And then someone has to speak, then this slide is put up. And I mean, that the actual warrant article is put up, and then it's taken down, and this slide is pulled up. Who's gonna speak to this? Is both water and road. You guys wanna tag team it?
fine. If any technical questions come up, I can speak to them.
Right.
Really, though.
I mean, we've repaired the water line, how many times now?
I don't think we have to go into that. Let people ask. I mean, that people know. I think, you know, why full construction? I think you just take from the bullets you have. You point out this is not just a full road rebuild, but it's also a complete water line repair because of the problems we've historically had with water line breaks on that road, without having to go into numbers and why and all of that. People ask, you can tell them. Does that sound?
Yep.
Reasonable?
Yep.
And then, once you're done, Patty will call for a discussion, and there will be a discussion.
All right,
Now, these are all bond votes, so these are all gonna be by secret ballot. We do have to check with Patty, we'll confirm it Friday, when she actually wants all the voting to occur.
Right.
I think she'll wanna put four, I think she'll wanna put all of these together with the exception of three
Probably, yeah.
and have people vote. And then come back and talk Article 3. That's how I understood it.
Yeah.
But we need to confirm with her.
Okay.
So. Now we go to Article 5, and again, the process should be identical.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although I think Dylan, you'll be taking the lead. Now I will have language in there basically. As soon as the motion is made to move the article and seconded, I will recuse myself of this and the next article.
Okay,
And then, Dylan can do a presentation on this. You have to make it plain that there's a relationship. I think in the script, we can make that plain. There's a relationship between Article 5 and Article 6.
Yep.
And the warrant does show that if Article 5 is not passed, then
Well,
Article 6 is not.
That's another good
operative.
reason why putting the full language in a slide is important, because we
Yeah.
can point to that.
Right,
At the end where we say
Right.
it's contingent on.
right.
Yeah.
So I think you put this up while Dylan's speaking, and then you take it down and put up the actual warrant article.
just a quick
Mhm.
question. If we're putting a sewer line up there and somebody wants to connect to it, we're making them pay connection fees, correct?
That has yet to be decided upon.
We have to decide.
But we have historically, right?
Uh,
Like with River Road.
No, we.
Well, no, we waived them.
We waived that.
Oh, that's true, because they were.
Right.
We
Right,
wanted people to
River-
utilize the system.
that's
Right,
right.
So that's the incentive, is where it doesn't make sense to install it, don't say connect to it, 'cause they have to
Right.
pay. So that's something.
we may waive the fees again,
Right,
Right,
Really?
right.
yeah,
Okay,
so,
that's where it gets even more, there's more cost, because obviously it's all the stuff that you left out on people's property, so that way they can connect to them at a later time. And it doesn't impact the road, right? We don't wanna interfere
Right.
with the construction. of
Dig up the road.
Right.
That's right. So that's gonna be basically how this thing is laid out. And because if we were doing people's connections down the road, there's no way we get this done in 2 years.
right,
It would take substantially longer, because you're gonna be reversing people's plumbing in their houses and.
no, I understand that.
Yeah, no, I'm not, sure, I'm just saying for the sake
Right.
of why we need to consider that, it's,
I think the question could come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you gonna be forcing people to connect, and are you gonna, if they do connect, do they have to pay? I think we can. Those are
If
easy
you build a
answers.
new house, you have to pay. I had to pay when I connected.
Yeah,
For
there are,
instance, it was a significant fee.
yeah, there
That's why
are,
I'm asking.
I think maybe 2 lots that haven't been built yet. Someone could subdivide and build a new house.
you're paying, and then at the very
At
top.
the very end,
Right.
there are 2 that still to be built, but then someone could subdivide and put a new house.
Yeah.
Again, I think all of this is gonna come out in discussion. I think the discussion is actually gonna be at a much higher level. You know, at the 30,000 feet, like, do we still wanna do this?
Right,
Mhm.
And then let's see what people decide, and then we can worry about connection fees, et cetera, et cetera. Do we wash, rinse, and repeat for Article 6?
Yep.
that one's gonna, I think that one's gonna get some traction.
Yeah, we may end up talking about it. Yeah, well, it may pass.
I just mean, I think it's gonna attract people's attention of why is this one broken out from the other two?
Yeah, and we'll say, that's why when we introduce Article 5,
Yeah.
it has to be made plain that it's related to Article 6.
Right,
And when we get to Article 6, we'll explain why that is broken out.
absolutely.
Right.
And is
Okay.
the verbiage in the warrant that Article 6 is contingent upon
Yes.
passing of
Yeah, that was
Article
there.
5?
Yep, it's there.
That point
Yep.
needs to be made during the discussion,
Yep.
Yep.
Passage of this Article 6 is contingent upon passage of Article 5.
but it's not on the charts here, so it's just.
No, but it'll
We
be
need to
made.
make sure
right.
that that point is made.
You just jogged something. There was an error you said on the voting.
Yes,
on one
we
of
have
these.
to correct that.
Which one was that?
I believe, well, it was Article 5. It was not 3-0, it was 2-0-1. I abstained on Article 5.
Article 5.
Right,
I'll put that in the script.
right.
And are you?
201?
6 has it correctly. Yeah, I already did all that. It has it
2-0
correctly.
with 1
It's 2-0-1. It's got it correct.
Okay.
Lead
Got it.
correctly. Okay. And then we move on to Article 7. I mean, again, rinse, wash, repeat.
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, everyone's happy with the. Right?
Yep.
And this will be you, Megan, I take it, right? Since it's a strictly talking road here. Same with Article 8, right? 7 and 8
9 as well.
and 9. And that will cover all the bond articles. Right, and I think at that point, Patty's gonna call people to vote, take 10 minutes to vote. With the exception of Article 3, I guess, which we'll come back to and then have to vote on that. I don't know. We'll have to check with her on Friday.
But that sounds like what she was saying.
I think that's what she was saying, as I recall.
I spoke with Jim Steinfeld earlier regarding the availability.
Yeah,
And I had spoken, I assumed. To be fair, I wasn't part of that conversation, but I had informed him that Article 3 would be right up front, so. I'm gonna make him aware of that because that may change whether or not he's available, depending upon what he has.
yeah,
Yep.
you may want to give him a heads up, and then when we talk to Patty on Friday,
Mhm.
we can confirm. But there's no way of telling how long these other articles
Right,
are going to take.
well, and I think I understand, because you probably think Article 3 is gonna be the most deliberation,
It's gonna take the longest, but
it's like.
maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, because we have to wait an hour for the.
Anyway,
For the vote for the
Yeah.
others, so get those done.
It's probably about the same amount of time as what I'm getting at, but
yeah, it could be. I mean, I could see doing Article 3 and then having the vote and then coming back and doing all of these and then having that hour vote, because we'll still be talking an hour later.
right,
We got enough warrant articles to keep us busy.
I don't have a.
Right, but we have to tell Jim, right,
Having our legal counsel be available, I think that's valuable.
right, and he's coming, right? He's gonna be here physically.
He's going to let me know tomorrow to confirm 100% that he will be able to be there. He said that he doesn't think it's gonna be an issue, he just wanted to confirm.
All right, we'll have to clear it by the COB Friday with him.
Yeah.
So he can check.
On Article 9. Tripoli Road Engineering,
Mhm.
the $120,000 is for engineering. Or is it for an overlay?
That is for the reclaim and repay.
So it's not
That isn't,
engineering.
it's not engineering,
Correct.
correct?
So just change the title to
So
Triple I
that
Road.
needs to be modified. Thank you, that's all.
Oh, good catch. Jim.
Do we, not have a 10? We go to 11.
Okay,
Oh,
something that's voted on. in the
yeah,
ballot. I
yeah,
don't know.
I got
Right.
that, now we go to 11, yep, gotcha.
May I ask the
may.
board's thoughts on just moving up to page 28 so Dave can,
Yeah,
I'm fine.
are you sure?
Well, let's see where we are.
Yeah.
28. I'm okay with that. I can jump around.
The operating budget
What's on?
slides might take a little bit.
All right, well,
I just wanted to, if we could just highlight his, the articles that concern Department of Public Safety.
Oh, yep.
So on page 28, we have the creation of a new capital reserve account, $90,000 to be funded for DPS equipment and repairs.
yes,
Prepared to talk to that, Dave?
yeah.
Questions on that?
Yeah, I think any of the department heads will have to be prepared to discuss whether you want to have a slide or two. Just work it out with Steve.
Yeah, I don't think so for that.
For that,
Yeah, that's more of a, right, it's a number of items. It's not a map.
Planning ahead.
Yeah, it's not a map,
but I think on page 29,
right?
Article 24, where
That may take a couple slides.
we're looking for the continuation of the space
Yeah.
needs study.
That I think will require a couple slides.
Yeah, I can give you a couple slides for that.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
and I think in anything where we do have something like that, with a couple slides, that's where we need the full warrant article language,
Again,
yeah.
Steve, on Article 20, can you just change where it says to investigate sewer line issues on West Branch River Road to, and, more or less something along the lines of coming up.
just send me what you wanted to say, Dan, I can change it.
Now on these, since we're just here, just a general comment, we need to tell them. Now, we'll put the warrant articles up maybe not on all of them, but we should have on the slide, whether it's general taxation or fund balance.
So we'll add that.
Because we do, I think on CRF, we say at the very top, it's all general taxation.
Yeah, for Article 17,
17?
what's in, what is written oddly? I mean, I understand truncating things to just a line, but
So the $125,000 contribution to capital reserves will fund municipal equipment in the municipal facilities lines that have already been previously established.
so this is for the multiple lines.
Yes.
I think we need. I think we're running the risk of abbreviating too much here. And just need to.
To
fully
fund existing
explain-
CRFs?
Well, explain which ones they are.
With
Don't
the
say just
partition
uni
between
equipment and,
them.
and facilities, just say which ones they are. Just municipal equipment, like,
Sure, and I'll just break out the costs.
Yeah,
yeah,
50,000 to
Yeah.
facilities,
Yep.
50,000
That's
to
fine.
equipment.
yeah.
Okay,
And then what else was for Dave?
well, the operating budget may have comments on.
If you don't mind, Dave, sorry.
All right, so let's go back to. We're out of the bond, I end the vote, and then we're gonna move, the next thing is gonna be the petitioned article.
Yep.
Um,
That's page
18? and that will be presented by the primary petitioner. I believe it's Katie Smith, and Patty is aware of that.
Yeah.
And then that'll just be whatever the discussion is. And that may take a little bit of time, I don't know.
just my,
This might. Then we move on to Article 12, and this is sort of a summary, so. Patty will make a motion, or ask someone to make a motion, someone will second it. And then Steve, you intend to talk to this slide, correct?
Yeah, if you could just give me 1 minute,
Yep,
try to. So Article 17. Wendy, that you
Yeah.
brought up with
Yeah.
that 125
Yeah.
incorporates the 25,000 for the solid waste truck.
that's where I was,
Yeah,
yeah.
so we're gonna break
Gonna-
that out and maybe
so-
make the amendment.
'Cause we're
Okay,
gonna have
It had 4 items in that 125.
great.
Yeah, I just think it's just,
3,
we took one out.
we took one out, I thought we
CPC
still
out.
had 4.
Oh, okay,
50 to municipal facilities, 50 to municipal equipment, and 25 to the trash truck.
Okay.
yeah, we took the
Oh,
CPC out.
okay,
Because
then the
we're
trash
gonna-
truck was on the second
and we're gonna
page.
be trying to move that,
Okay.
so that's where we just need to. You know, you could just do like sub bullets probably.
Under that one
what's
line.
under, But.
Yeah.
We gotta be clear.
Okay.
2 seconds.
Mhm. So Article 12,
Article 12.
it'll be scripted, it'll be introduced, moved. And then Steve, you will speak to this general. I think the next 3 slides, no, 3,
3 or 4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the next 8 slides will be about the operating budget. I think the issue here for us is, first of all, look at each slide, but I think is just let the presentation happen, right? And then open it up to questions.
Yeah,
Everybody good with that?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so let's go through slide by slide.
Yeah.
So the first slide, slide 19, gives the folks kind of an overview of what the operating budget is, what it does for the town, and the general makeup of the operating budget.
This is actually condensing a number of slides, I think, that Mark always produced in previous. right,
I'm
this
not
is,
sure if we were that intentional about
Right.
explaining what the function of the operating budget, but yes, you know, the makeup,
the makeup and
Yeah.
whatnot, I mean, there was, he would have several slides.
Yeah.
Right, and but you've added the reasoning
right,
that he would talk to, but it's here in the bullet now. Okay,
I know it's a little busy, but I didn't really know.
well, again, if there's a handout, well, there will be a handout, you can refer them to whatever number of slide this ends up being in the handout.
Next slide is kind of formatted off of the,
So. Yeah, next slide, this one, it's.
Why community support is necessary?
Yep.
Yeah, the not tax rates, I think, is gonna stir people up.
Yep, and I think the bullet above will,
Yeah,
well-maintained
People-
roads, reliable utilities, responsive public safety services, and the continuity of the town's culture are the primary drivers of a stable and increasing property value.
your verbiage is better than your bullet.
yeah, yeah.
Give me some feedback, Dan.
No, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
So-
I'm thinking that the bullet will elicit a negative response from individuals, and that's my concern.
I'm wondering if the whole slide will,
Yeah,
why community support is necessary. I mean, it's the fund, it funds the essential operations
yep.
of the town.
Does everyone understand that?
You say it,
I mean, yeah.
yeah. We have in the, what is the operating, you point out 3 bullets on the, ahead of time. I really believe people, either get this or it's not an issue for them.
Okay. Well, let's drop it then.
Why would we be asking, right?
Yeah.
If someone asks, you can. But they're gonna be keying on specific elements, but
Yeah.
the operating budget is to support the operation and maintenance
Mhm.
of town functions.
Mhm.
And you can say, if you wanna say somewhere in the slide beforehand, how this is important with regard to property values and maintaining the town, I'd like the way we like to see it.
Yep.
I mean, you could even split this slide 19 into 2 and do the first 2
Two
yellow
as
sections.
Sort
and
of, right,
And at that point, you can say, this is what we need to operate the town, and then the makeup could be on the following page. Kind of leading into the following slide with the numbers broken down. more
It'll make it
detailed.
less messy.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, so take the left, make that one slide and then. Take the makeup portion, the
Yep.
right, should put that in another slide and get rid of current slide 20.
yeah.
So line 21, I think this is the standard thing we do every year.
Oh, sorry, Richard, you could just.
Yep. Sure.
Much nicer. Okay.
All right,
Cool.
so 21, I think this is what we do every year.
Yeah.
The one big difference is we're not including the one big bond request because it's so, I think, confuses the issue.
Exactly.
But it is in the budget document. It is in, they can see
Yeah.
that. It does say 80 million, instead of 5.
Yeah.
Excuse me, instead of 15, it says 90, I believe.
And
So-
the other change on this slide
Mhm.
to how we've demonstrated the budget summary in the past is I was intentional about breaking out the capital reserve contributions.
Yes,
Just because
Yep.
I think this year with proposing $310,000, calling it out on its own.
Yep. Right.
I think it tells a different story.
right. The only question I have here is if this is a summary, whether you want to put in the summary, next to the line, operating budget, parents, general taxes, no, new bond purchase fees for staff, special warrant articles,
Mm,
It's a combination of fund balance and general taxes, capital reserve contribution, general taxes. I think that summarizes everything quite nicely. You've got the amounts and you've got the sources on one slide.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yeah. That work?
I think people are gonna wanna know that, cause
Oh, I just picked up an error too. I had 205 in fund balance, we're doing 255, so I got that. So after operating budget, parentheses, general taxation,
general taxation, or, yeah,
and then new bond project.
well, bonds, yeah, speaks, yeah. Special warrant articles. General taxation and
Split.
fund balance, yeah, or slash, however you wanna, however you can fit it in. Not be too crazy, capital reserve. General taxation. It's all there.
Okay,
The question that will be asked is for fiscal year 25, was that the proposed or was that the actual?
proposed.
Okay. So it's proposed to proposed.
Correct.
Yeah, I think there'll be some questions about that, but
Do you have the numbers on hand if someone's asking what actual spend is? Or
The
can you have
estimated, the unaudited numbers I could have.
Yes.
yeah, I think if that comes, I think that is gonna come up. Because people, I think, are gonna wanna look at what we're asking for in 2026 based on what we actually spent
Well,
in 2025.
the bonds are the bonds.
Yeah, the bonds
The
won't play
special
in
warrant
that.
No,
articles.
it's the operating.
It's the operating budget.
Yeah.
I'm just, we have to
That
be
line,
prepared
yeah.
to say
Yeah.
what that is. You could potentially, I don't know if it may be too confusing, fiscal year 2025, an operating budget, you can put that number as the proposed in parents, and then you can put a number after it, semicolon, number after it, actual, unaudited, however you wanna, right,
Estimated actual.
estimated actual in parents, whatever that number is.
Yeah,
I'm certain it's gonna come up.
yes.
Okey doke.
Now, if you do that. Yeah, no, don't change the change. It doesn't, it's not a 1-for-1 like that. Strike, forget what I was gonna say. You don't know what it was, so forget it anyway.
I did,
I was following you, but I'll stop.
Yeah,
God,
so do we wanna say anything else on this particular? You got the 255? Want to say anything? You do have, yeah, just make sure at the very beginning, say this is excluding the wastewater project.
oh yeah, it's right up there.
Right
I've
up
written
there.
that, but you should say it. too.
Yeah, to say it, to make people understand
If
that.
I forget, will one of you remind me?
I'm sure,
Thank
right, that number 15 is actually 90, sure, I'll be glad to,
you.
90 million? Again, it is reflected in where we have to have it reflected in the actual budget documents and submission to the state. Anyone good with 21 with those changes?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, let's move to 22. So again, this is just more of an explanation. I think it stands on its own. Does anyone have any?
On the bottom sentence, associate should be associated.
Yep.
Yep.
Thank you.
Brooke.
So. The only issue I had with this one
Mm-hmm.
was that we have miscellaneous increases. And then we have
Detail.
a bullet down on the bottom that says the remaining 95K are for other things, which I would also view as miscellaneous increases.
Right.
All right, so maybe come up with a different name for the 160K.
Well, I would just pull the 95 into the list of 160K. If there's a
Well-
if there's a meaningful way of doing that, I mean, it's.
I could do miscellaneous increases 10K plus, because that's really
Mhm.
what it is, ish, 12K
Yeah.
plus.
Okay.
Because everything that comprises the 95 is 4,000 here, 6,000
Oh,
there.
okay.
I tried to just break out what the big drivers.
Maybe if they miscellaneous notable increases or in miscellaneous increases, 10K, you know, with the sign for above.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
that makes sense.
And then you can
Yeah.
explain on the slide, the 95, this 95 is the total of a large number of line items
Right.
that, you know, are 4,000, 2,000, 1,000 that all add up.
Just say operating increases. Parentheses,
Yeah.
fuel, maintenance.
Yeah.
whatever, You know,
Is it just parts, maintenance, supplies and fuel?
Operational cost
Yeah.
increase.
Right, I mean, well, I'm thinking about WVAIA or
Those were
the transit.
increases.
No,
They're not increases, there were no increases there.
there might be a little bit tied to personnel in some departments.
No, but I'm talking about, these are,
Well, no, there's none tied to.
we're
personnel.
not, in other words, you could make the point there, you know. That there are lines that are not increasing, this is just referring to the lines that we are increasing,
Primary drivers that are increasing the operating
Right.
budget this year.
right?
And then I have it broken down too, in case folks ask, you know, what the other wages are. I displayed that at the budget hearing where we talked about the police department succession planning.
Yep.
Plan, the increases to wastewater and administration. So I have that in my notes
Okay,
that I can call out if we have to.
You probably want to flip 24 and 23. 23 is still in the, you know, you're still in the money side of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah,
Okay,
You're talking about, it may even go right after
Actually-
21.
actually, what I would do is I would put 24 and 5 ahead of 23.
do we need 23?
the operating, the org chart, the org chart,
I like the org chart. I
we
think
did it last year.
Yeah,
It was
I
meant
don't
to
think we did
address
it years
where
before,
people,
but-
people not understanding potentially what we're looking at in terms of employment, like what
yeah,
does it
that's
break
true.
down
It is
to?
good to have the. yeah, the
Yeah.
I
full-time
think it's
employees
helpful
in there.
for
Yeah.
people to see,
Right.
you know, what we're working with.
Right.
We're.
So I mean, I think it either goes at the very end, like,
small.
like after 25 or at the very beginning. When we start talking about the budget. Cause it kind of hangs on its own, right? It's not tied
Right,
to anything.
So after the primary driver slide, we'll talk about the use of fund balance.
yeah,
Yep.
Any comments on that slide?
Yeah, it's what it is, right?
Yeah.
And if anyone has any questions about what is it and how, you know, how we use it. You know,
Do you know if any of, and I didn't do research, and maybe I can look back a little bit, but any of the fund balance used in those years, 2020 to 2024, was any of that money used in September? Or were all of those
For the next
dollars
warrant article?
used in,
next year,
or were they
I don't
all
remember.
used in the warrant?
yeah,
know.
I would say
Do you ever
I
recall
suspect they were
using?
in the warrant.
if they were all in the warrant, I would say if not all of them, then just about all of them. Be my reaction.
So we have
But-
really not historically used any fund balance at tax rate setting
No,
To,
in September.
well,
I can look back through DRA, but I didn't know.
no, we have,
You have?
we have. We have,
Okay, so some of this. Cause
It's
that's,
not- right.
that's something I would like to call out a little bit at town meeting, if you don't
yeah,
mind.
no, I think we have, it's the option,
Right,
right,
you could do it both. You could do
Right.
it now, you can do it then.
right, no, I
you
think
don't-
we have, it has been a mix. Now
Okay.
that I think of it, it has been a mix. But we've tended to lean towards using it for one-time purchases for the following year's budget.
Yeah. Okay,
The operating budget overall increases, it says 820K.
yes, yep,
Yet on the other chart, it says,
Which one?
25,
Yep,
the amount of taxes we're raising is less, and the difference in that is what, fund balance? Or what?
No, that's the difference between what the total special warrant articles sum out to be with general taxation. So the operating budget
Okay,
stands alone, and then you add whatever general taxation we're using in the special warrant articles to what the total um. Tax,
wait a minute here. See, on 21. On 21, this is gonna confuse people, is why I'm asking.
Yeah, there's a, I
We
think we've talked
say-
about this, yeah,
We say our operating budget is
increasing by,
increasing by.
is the request, 820.
yep,
And then when we show our tax rate chart, town tax rate, we have 630,
Right.
and people are gonna question
Why
that's.
$190,000 difference.
Right,
But that's
We've talked
shown on
about
page 21 as well.
right at the bottom, if you look at the estimated taxes to be raised last year, 5,018,104. Prompt to how many the estimated taxes to raise this year, that's your variance, and that is what causes your tax rate to either elevate or decrease.
Right.
so.
That's why it's an estimate, right?
Yeah,
It'll have to be explained.
you're gonna have to. Make
Really
sure
simply.
people don't get confused through there,
So we estimate,
because some of the certain people.
Yep.
Will key in on this number as being different than the other one, and they're gonna go, what?
On 21, why don't you just extra bold the bottom line? I think they may be kind of bolded, but maybe if you just bold the bottom numbers on 21.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That
there it is.
630 is what's going forward, that you're using it again.
Oh, yes.
When you add up everything.
It's right there.
Yeah, so
Yep,
that's
I
really bolded,
gotcha.
then
That's
everyone
where
will
it
really
is.
see
Right.
it.
Because there are less,
Yep,
right, we're not, yeah, spending less in general taxes on warrant articles.
yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But you can explain that if
I've
someone.
clarified.
No, I
that.
think that's
Just-
something. So that it makes sense. So that is, we're good with, we were on 25, right?
Where's Dylan? Is he not in this picture?
Dylan historically hasn't attended our holiday parties till last year. Oh, that was Judy's retirement.
I wasn't able to make it. I had more important things to go to.
So this particular slide should go with the wire diagram.
Yep.
They
Which
should
one?
be
I
together.
agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which one?
The wire,
The-
Yeah,
Org
that's
chart.
what I have it. I have the org
So-
chart and then the picture.
And that's why I
At the end,
suggested we
right.
move those.
Yeah.
Yep.
down to.
Steve, do
Yep.
you mind changing the code enforcement to just EPS admin? Or building/EPS admin, their code enforcement
Yeah.
What chart are you looking at?
On the org chart.
org chart,
Org chart.
DPS admin.
yeah.
Got it.
All right, and at that point, it's open to discussion and.
The one thing
See
I
what
just
happens.
wanted to talk about the org chart
Yeah.
about is, do you feel as though? So in wastewater. We highlight the current staffing. Not what the budget necessarily
Right.
proposes,
Right,
right?
And
Right.
you could just add current to the title here.
Current, yeah,
And
Okay,
then,
well, if that's the case, the municipal solid waste needs to go down to 2.
the two, that's what I thought.
so it changed town employees to current town employees.
Yeah.
You could mention on this slide that, with regard to our organization, chart, we are in fact down. Fill in the blank. Right?
Yep.
We're down,
Some just say open positions.
right, or open
that's
positions,
true, have like
Equals.
blanks or something, yeah.
yeah, that would be a
It's just
3,
like a call out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Or you could make like empty boxes.
Yeah,
To be,
yeah.
Is that math? right? 31, because I counted it out, and unless I can do basic counting,
All
I
right,
get 31.
figure that out.
Well, in
What'd you get, Bill?
wastewater department,
It depends on how many hands I count.
how are you counting them?
I mean, there's only
Well,
one,
it says you only have one.
that's right. I only have one. Because it has me as a director. I only have one full-time employee in wastewater. I have 2 in water. That's it.
Wow,
Yeah,
you're amazing. Okay.
no, I'm
And why we need to preserve those 2 3/4 items.
Part-times are included in that.
full-time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's only
No,
30.
it's,
So
it's
you're-
the 2 for wastewater that's included in 31.
Okay, so that's what it is.
That's what it is.
The 2 that are unfilled,
Right, so I'll say 29 active full-time employees.
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That's what it is. Good call,
so
Bill.
we're doing all of this with 29.
Right, 1,
You know, it's really impressive.
Yeah.
It really is, how
Oh.
much service this town provides to the community with literally only 29 people.
Well, 29 full-time people.
What?
29
Full-time.
full-time people.
we got
Yeah, we got a
part-time
couple.
and per diem.
What has happened? with
DPS
people?
has a few. Right, but you may want to have off to the side, what we're short, but the
3
one,
vacancies.
three vacancies
Yeah.
or 3 open
3, right?
positions.
3 vacancies,
2 and 1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
if you
That's true. Yeah, yeah.
that's a biggie.
Just leave that blank up top. Steve.
Vacant. Yeah,
Well, it depends how current you wanted this to be, but yeah,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it would drive home the point about the.
town
building,
manager
you know,
vacant,
why-
28 active full-time employees.
28.
yeah.
28.
Yeah.
You're doing 2
Yeah.
jobs.
The printing of the inside of the boxes and the color of the
It's rough.
background should be 2 different
Yeah.
colors. It's
I
hard to
agree.
read. the
It's even
green.
worse on the screen.
Yeah, green on green.
Yeah.
Should call John.
Um,
All right,
I don't
All right.
know. I asked one time whether we had a template with the logo for the town, which you do on the cover. It would be nice to have a template where on every, page we have some sense of the town, if you will.
Getting down to the wire, Dan.
I know it isn't, but that's not for this year,
Okay,
but this is something that we need to work on.
yeah, branding.
Because our branding of our town
I agree.
and certainly,
Yeah,
I think we should
have
have
some
a
ideas
template.
there too. Good.
All right, so we're on to Article 13.
Now, yeah, and then again, we'll just, yeah,
Article
watch, rinse,
13,
repeat.
we may have a brief presentation on, I believe.
Yes, they're supposed to.
Okay.
And Patty was gonna, again, we'll check with Patty, but she was gonna find out. And so it will be one of us on the select board would move it and second it. But because it's under we sponsor this. We voted 3-0 to approve it.
Mhm.
Then
Do we have a presentation?
yes,
Yeah.
we asked them to keep it short, but Patty needs to find out who that person is. I assume, I don't think it's gonna be Rick. I imagine it may be Paul as the chair.
Okay.
And he has to work with Patty as to how much time she's gonna give him to make his presentation, and we have to find out if he has any slides he wants to put with his presentation.
All right,
30 seconds. 30
you said 3 minutes, right?
She said, well, yes, I think that was her,
3 minutes.
except for petition is 10, so he's gotta do it 3 minutes.
All right,
Okay,
You're gonna be worn down by the time you get to this point.
Yeah.
oh, but if not well before, given some of these warrant articles.
Yeah.
so
In 18, we're gonna table.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay,
that will
are
be-
you okay with, we've lumped these together in the past? I thought
Well, 17, we just need to.
17 we'll call out. a
Yeah,
little bit.
it's a different one, but I think,
But yeah, otherwise. I think-
yeah,
Yeah.
but we'll have to do the exact
Yes.
warrant article for each one, but.
Yeah.
I don't, you can leave this up and then they can, and someone presumably you will speak to establish a Corcoran Pond Maintenance CRF. Or Megan, right? Establish DPS equipment and repairs. Chief can say a few words about that. and assessing ECR, you know, it'll be just a few words. There won't be any slides or anything. I mean,
No, we're not very
Right.
complicated.
right. We'll table that and to close 3 low balance CRFs. Again, the warrant article shows what those amounts are, right?
Yep.
Now we get to the special warrant articles, and this is where we gotta add the funding for each one of these,
I can do that.
right? And again, I think it's same process. Does that work for everybody? We have the
Yeah.
one general slide, and then we'll go through each one of these, and then whoever's responsible can say literally just a few words. I think
Yep.
by this time, a lot of people appreciate that.
Brevity, yeah.
So Dylan and then Megan, Chief, Megan, 24 is gonna elicit discussion,
Break that out.
I'll have a couple slides for that.
right?
And that's when we're
I'll try to
gonna,
keep it to one.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
fine, whatever you're
I'll try
comfortable
to-
with,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to keep it to one and.
yeah, with
just
the,
explain them.
and then explain the bullet,
Yeah.
yep.
but 24, then we'll have the full warrant language. Just to be able to,
Yeah, I think we'll need to do that one. For sure. Dylan for 26, just a couple words, what you're talking about there. 27, I mean. It'll be the same thing for 27, we'll have to handle them separately, but Megan, I think you're up for the next 3.
Are we tabling 29?
Well,
talk about,
What,
we
what are
were
we,
gonna ask, right, if it can be moved,
Okay.
or no, we're just gonna table.
We were
this
gonna
one. We're just
table
gonna
it
Table this
and
one.
figure out if we want to spend the money, if we're allowed to put that amount of money
In a CRF.
Or
in the CRF. I'm sorry?
whether you amend it or.
Right, if it
Yeah.
can be amended to a
Yeah.
CRF or if it's table it.
that okay? You gonna, would you make it through the year if plans didn't pan out? Yeah,
Well, think about it, because I think what we talked about earlier was we were gonna basically table this and then, but take that money and amend the other article on the
Right,
reserve, CRF for solid
Municipal.
waste, plus that up by 26.5.
municipal facilities,
so we've got to remember.
Was it municipal facilities or was it the solid waste
because we don't have a solid waste, we have a solid waste
That's
truck.
just a truck.
Yeah.
truck? Okay, it was the municipal facilities we were gonna put it in.
Yeah.
Okay,
So Article 17, then we need to be amending it up before people see us tabling it. So
Right.
We'll have to be very communicative about how 17 and 29.
Interact.
interact and how we're removing one and adding to another. Dylan,
Steve, I'm gonna have you I'll send something to rephrase Article 26, because I believe that was supposed to be technically 25 for water, and it was supposed to be 25 for sewer as well. Think,
really?
yes. I
You
think
only get 25. Sorry.
we can do it so it goes split to both. But if you recall, the reason why we did
Well,
25 for water was because.
it
we
may-
changed it
Okay,
previous year,
no, I'm not, it's not the issue, it's the article doesn't read
Is
that.
it-
right?
Let me see what the article says, what number is it? 26, 20 for emergency repair, I mean, it's the water distribution. It doesn't say sewer, we'd have to amend it. The 20,
We have contingency, so that's,
or we amend it.
there's no reason to it, because it's not gonna change the dollar figure, so either way,
All right, so if it happens, we'll just take it out of contingency,
yeah.
assuming contingency survives. At 100,000.
But I mean, if contingency doesn't survive, there's no way they're gonna approve 25,000 for sewer repairs.
Well,
Well,
No.
no one wants a broken anything.
no,
in
I think
there.
they'll say, fine, that,
This thing,
they'll have an incorrect opinion of what the contingency is.
you don't think that we could just, as an example, use that as an example, that's a contingency related item?
Oh, we definitely.
Well,
could,
when it
yeah.
comes up, the
Yeah.
question will come up about contingency, you certainly can chirp up at that point and say, you know, or Steve or any of the department heads can speak up as to how they've used contingency.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
We use contingency, I think, way back and when it broke for 4 to 8 weeks. And that was, hmm,
4th of July week.
yeah, on top of it. Well, you know, Murphy, and Murphy always strikes at the worst possible moment. That's the corollary. And that was what, 30 some odd thousand? I mean,
Yeah, it was
40.
expensive.
$40,000?
Yeah, it was very expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah. And I think the other point of contingency is 100,000. First of all, it's, last year was 95, so.
Right.
It's not it's not a big increase, but 100,000 on a $7.5 million budget is a really low contingency
I
line.
think so.
Maybe too low, some would argue.
Yeah. I just
What is that,
wanted to point that out.
1.35%?
Yes, sir.
Probably my fault that I didn't catch that. In years past, I probably looked at it and it just didn't click. In years past, we've done water and wastewater.
At the same, yeah,
I
I
think-
didn't.
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't quote me on this, but I gotta look at the encumbrances, but I think we saw a pretty strong. No, maybe it was the water line.
It's a line and we tapped that thing out last year with all those breaks.
Okay.
Freezing issues.
all right. All right, we'll take it out of contingency. Certainly by then, we'll know what contingency is happening to it.
Right.
So if necessary, we can amend some, but because water, I think it's the same purpose. Municipal facility, I mean, I would not say municipal
It
facility, I
should
mean,
just read municipal utilities.
it's municipal utilities,
Yeah,
water and sewer. I mean,
Yeah.
people, there's obviously a difference, but
yeah.
That was
it's the
a
same purpose if we add
That
sewer.
was a mark thing, was having it be separate.
Separate,
And maybe the capital reserve fund of municipal
It should be.
facilities.
If I
could-
drink water, it ends up in the sewer.
right? Presumably, right? Well, our effluent is drinking water, so there's the connection, right? Am I wrong?
If you want a glass, I'll give you one. Pretty close.
All right, so we're on
So,
page 30 now? Is that where we're at? Are
Yeah.
you good? Got everything so far,
I
Steve?
think so. I just put a note to indicate how 17 and 29 interact,
Right,
because that'll be important.
right.
And then,
And then keep an eye on contingency for this, for Article 26.
I think we'll be okay through the capital reserve funds that we have established.
All right,
To help balance that in the
Well,
event we have sewer issues.
is this already an established capital reserve
It
fund?
is, yeah.
Okay, it's not one of the new ones we're asking for. That could get voted down.
Well, Steve, is it capital reserve? Fund? It's not necessarily a capital reserve fund, it's just a repair account.
No, but I'm saying with the absence of 25 to the sewer.
Yeah.
If there were issues on the sewer, we could use the 50,000 we have in municipal facilities to
Oh, I'm
help,
following. Okay.
cover those expenses.
Okay. So 27, 28, 29.
27 will call out, I'm sorry, 24 will call out, so we're on Article 27, lease payment, 28.
Yep,
lease
I
payment.
think those are just quick,
We
they're
talked about
obvious. I think by
29.
this time, people are just gonna be anxious to vote.
There's been discussion that we've heard about Article 30.
Yep. Chief, would be prepared to say a couple words.
There
I
might be
think
some
we-
confusion about where that vehicle going.
And people don't even know what what do you mean by an administrative?
Well, and there
He's
again,
got-
Police chief's vehicle.
Yeah.
And that's-
Yeah, I think
gonna
that's
be
just saying,
fine.
and that we're the only town in New Hampshire that does not have,
Yeah.
such a vehicle.
A vehicle for the chief of police.
right,
and there again, we should have the language ready to.
And you'll need
yeah,
some language on 31 as well, because.
You want me to call out the actual warrant article?
yeah, on 30,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, put that
and
one
yeah,
up there.
30 and 31.
30 and 31, yeah, and you can speak to the 65, is that, I'm sorry. you were
Yeah,
saying
to the 65, people are questioning why we need if you will, a truck for this as opposed to a
Wanna
smaller truck. for
Take
this
some
and so
pictures and
forth.
show where the Bondo is holding it.
Well, the bundo's actually coming off now.
So
Not enough
anyway,
metal
just be
to
prepared for
bolt
that.
it together. All right, and then the lease payment for recreation vans.
That's it for the warrant, monetary articles.
And then the really hard ones come up.
Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Oh, yeah, use that word in here.
I know, we always, there's never been a time when we've tried to modify a select board ordinance that it hasn't, that's one of these things hasn't gone sideways. But I think, Chief, I mean, we're just gonna depend on you to say exactly what, you may wanna have a couple slides that cover all these.
I think we need to show these warrant articles.
All right, yeah, show the.
Yeah.
Because, right,
Dave, do you think you could have? You already have the edits
I do.
Maybe we could do some, if the board thinks it's okay to have some printouts of what's changing,
Yeah.
Of
yeah,
course,
just
Oh, yeah.
handouts. Okay.
Absolutely, like red line type things.
Yeah,
yeah,
you already have it, I think.
Yeah, I've created it
that'll be it.
already, so.
right.
I
You can just
just have
refer to then you can just refer to the handouts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That,
yeah, it's
be more
got the
informative.
changes with the notations.
Okay, good,
Yeah,
that'll do
that's
it then, and
great.
then you can just speak to
that'd
it,
be good.
and you can run down each one, and you
Yeah,
can
I
ask
can
any
run down really
questions.
quickly, most of it's pretty,
Yeah, well, we'll have to do each one of them,
yeah,
vote separately, but yeah. Run down quickly and see if there's any question after your comments.
Yep.
And then amend disability and veteran tax credit, that just comport with state law, yes?
Yeah, I'll have a better understanding. I know there were certain components of the veteran tax credit that
Right.
could be stacked before,
Right.
and they're not
They're not
allowing.
stacked. You're not allowed to stack now?
Correct. So what the language does is it creates the higher threshold for the veteran tax credit that would have previously incorporated what could be stacked. So I think our minimum threshold was 1,500 and we're now going to 1,900 to incorporate everything that could be included in that veteran tax credit previously. So there's essentially no impact. But I'll get that fine tuned before.
All right. And then somewhere after this, chief, you'll make reference to the Memorial Park
yep,
and get a sense of the town meeting.
yep.
We'll
And then
have-
I'll do those 2 slides and I'll try to
Yeah.
keep it as brief as I can.
That may be Article 40.
Do you want me to include, in last year's town meeting presentation, we didn't include the final 2 articles, but I can. Article 39 is to hear the reports of the agents, auditors, committees and officers chosen to pass any votes relative thereto. And then Article
Yeah.
40 is to transact,
Yeah,
And-
Article 40 is where you can talk about the Memorial Park.
any other business.
Right.
Yeah, I think they should be up there.
Okay.
Yeah, no, leave them up there. I don't know if any of our agents, auditors, or committee officers want to, department heads, whatever. Want to say anything
Would
at
it
this
be
point?
okay to do just a printout of the slides for the Memorial Park?
Yes,
Just do a handout,
yes, probably be better because people can take it.
yeah.
Because we're not asking them to make a vote on anything. We're just asking them.
Yeah.
Think
get a
about
sense
it.
of
Think about
if they
this.
wanna support it or not.
You support it, it's gonna cost us some money.
Mhm.
Do you even want us going down this path?
Yeah.
I would assume it would be a yes, but you never know.
Yeah.
People are gonna say, well, it depends how much, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
But that'll give you an opportunity to ask for help.
Absolutely.
Okay. Are we done with
Public section.
the review of town meeting presentation? We finalized all the, if we're all done, I think the only thing I have left on my agenda is a non-public session for negotiation matters.
I think that's it.
Are we good?
Yep.
I think we are good.
What do you need in non-public?
I think for this, yeah, be Dylan, right? So we have a motion to move into non-public session.
I'd like to make a motion to move in non-public session for this discussion on negotiations.
Purposes,
I'll second that.
all in favor?